Defining Duke, an Xbox podcast, is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to learn how to support the show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia.
All right. And we are live, sort of. And welcome to Defining Duke.
No, we're not.
I like to say it, though.
Yeah.
An Xbox podcast, episode 286. And we've got a special treat for y'all. Now, clearly, there's a little different concoction right now that we got going on. So shout out to Matt. He's got some things he got to take care of. But of course, as he always does for me, I got to hold him down during times when he missed the show. And we've got some cavalry with us, man. And this is a good friend to the realm, long overdue. We've been trying to make this happen for a while. My man, the Insipid ghost of the expansion pass. How we doing, sir?
Oh, man, it feels good to finally be on Defining Duke. I hope you're doing well, my friend. This has been a long time coming, but, man, I'm doing great. It's a good week to be on. We got some topics, man.
Woo, woo. Oh, you picked the goal. Man, there's a lot to go on. And then also, as a result of the topics and things that's going on, another good friend to the realm of the Dukes, a good friend to the realm of LSM. So many hats this man wears, so many things he does. The homie, the man, the myth, the legend, Jimmy Champane. How we doing, sir?
Not bad. I'm excited. I love doing this podcast. This one's fun.
Likewise, man. Always fun. Always good. It was funny is I got to see both of you, you know what I'm saying? At Southern Games Fest. We got a chance to hang out briefly. A lot of fun. But we're going to get into it, man. We got a lot of show. We got a lot of topics. Xbox is not giving us stuff to talk about, so we're going to get into it. But we got to pay the bills first. So obviously, early access for the show goes live on Thursday over on patreon.com/laststandmedia and free frees like Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, and plenty more on Sunday. Furthermore, you can watch the video version of Last Stand Media's YouTube channel. So no health is wealth because y'all all slouches. Y'all all don't care about your health. No one wrote in about health is wealth, but it's all good, man. But we're going to get right into these warm-up questions. And we've got Scott Holsworth writes in, "Good day, gentlemen. Welcome to the world, Leon Furman, and congrats to the entire Furman enclave. With this momentous occasion, I feel the need for a little self-indulgence. How is your name represented in gaming and pop culture? Being a Scot, I am best represented as an initial with the GOAT Leon S. Kennedy." His name is Leon. You just grabbed the Scott, but okay. Followed by two B-tier Marvel characters in Scott Lang, a.k.a. Ant-Man, and Scott Summers, a.k.a. Cyclops. The latter only making B-tier due to being the leader of the X-Men. Furthermore, whenever the name is handled in more mainstream media, Scott is always the cuck or non-threatening bloke on the side. Matthew seems to have many great examples, but I'm interested to see what Barry can come up with. Blessing upon you and yours. So I thought this was a good warm-up question. Our namesakes, you know what I mean? As far as like in video game culture or what you're associated. Mine is pretty easy. There ain't a lot of Barrys in a video game. The only Barry I can think about, is Jimmy, you gonna laugh, is Resident Evil. That's the only one I know. It was like, here, let me give it to Jill, the master of unlocking. Remember that? That's the only
Burton, boy.
Bro, facts. Barry Burton. So I got a decent one, but they had a lot of video game Barrys that I know. You know what I'm saying? So let's start with you, Jimmy, as far as
are there any video game Jimmies?
Yeah, any popular video game Jimmies that you associate with, that you claim?
I can't even think of any right now. James Sunderland? Like, we could do James. We got Silent Hill 2.
Okay,
that's all
there
I
we
can
go.
think of.
Yes.
Bond just came out.
Oh, yeah, James Bond. My game of the year right now. Yeah, okay. I got some good ones.
I like that. Now we got to talk about the ghost, Luke.
Man, straight up named after Luke Skywalker. So like in every Star Wars game you can think of with Luke in there, that's it. And then there was a PS1 game that you can't find anywhere called Lucky Luke. Way back when, that was a thing. Those are the only two I know. I never played it, but Skywalker all day, man. I'll take that namesake.
Yeah, bro, you got that's goated. That's goated,
Yeah.
for sure. That's a good one, man. So yeah, I like that starter question, kind of video game names and the namesake and stuff like that. But yeah, man, good stuff, Scott. We are going to get into the next round right quick. All right, it's the big one, man. This one kind of broke. It's breaking the internet. It's all over the place right now. GTA 6, a lot of reveal, price, details, performance. So Keithley sets it off with the initial tweet confirming that GTA 6 will retail for $80 and the Ultimate Edition will be $100. Now, there will be 5 single-player GTA 6 stories that are exclusive to the Ultimate Edition. Pre-orders will be on June 25th and a game will release still on November 19th. Rockstar says the physical versions of GTA will contain a download code inside the box. Pre-orders of digital can pre-download early, November 12th. There will be no early access, it seems. Only online multiplayer will not be part of the initial launch. Per the PlayStation blog, GTA 6, excuse me, I got like traffic going by if y'all hear a bunch of noise. Per PlayStation 6, GTA 6 is optimized for PS5 Pro with a new logo. Plays best on PS5. DualSense support, Tempest 3 audio tech, and ultra fast SSD virtually no loading. And the question will be if it's 60 frames per second. Nothing's been said just yet. And then there is a rumor per Media Market polling, so take it with a grain of salt. Performance and quality modes on PS5 and Xbox Series X appear to be there, while Series S appears to get a single graphics mode with no mention of either. However, Digital Foundry, I believe Oliver McKenzie, he has some doubts on the authenticity of that rumor. We do have a write-in to set us off with all the GTA news. Shout out to the homie Cigarette Queen 67. Hello, Dukes. Well, now that we know more about Grand Theft Auto 6 and its price, $80 for the base game, $100 for the Ultimate Edition, this announcement seriously killed a lot of my hype and excitement. Not necessarily because of the price, though. I collect mostly physical games when possible, and having GTA 6 be a code in the box is a bummer. I get why they don't want to have anything leaked, but I hate the precedent this sets. Why couldn't they just have the disc download everything and have a timer tick down when you launch it? At least then we can have some physical ownership or reason to display it on the shelf. It also seems a ton of the content is locked behind the $20 upgrade. Specific shops, weapons, mission progression, items, vehicles, and more are locked behind this version of the game. So why not make the game $100? I'm also highly skeptical that everyone is going to preload the game a week prior, sit there waiting for launch, and the PlayStation Network or Xbox servers will suddenly explode, making it impossible to access the stuff we spent $100 to play. If y'all remember, it's not like Rockstar has a track record of great stability for their launches. That's all, Dukes. And he said all that and said we're going to be there day one kind of day. It's hilarious. The ghosts. Look, man, let's get right to it. GTA, how you feeling about the news, price, reveal, performance, wherever you want to go with it?
I mean, straight up, like, it does not bother me. If there's any game that gets to launch at $80 and $100, it's GTA 6, right? Like, it's not like we're looking at Mario Kart World coming out and you're like, where's the content, right? So I don't think that's truly an issue. I respect everybody's wallet hurting, right? Like, especially this week, right? Shout out to Deck Ready. Like, it's been a rough week for the wallets for a lot of people. But if any game's going to come out at 80, then GTA 6 is it, right? I respect that a lot of the physical gamers out there want that physical copy, but I mean, this game is likely so massive it won't even fit on a disc. I mean, if you're going to be real with it. So I don't know how that Series S is going to hold up, but it does not bother me. I mean, I'm a digital gamer anyway, long since, right? So I'm unfazed by that front, but I respect the idea of wanting to have the collectible, having that case on the shelf, a steelbook or something like that. In modern times, I turn to Etsy or something like that for a lot of that stuff, just because that's me. Like, you can look behind, got all the statues and stuff like we all do. But more and more, especially in the Xbox realm, like there's less and less physical games, right? It's just kind of where it is. But any precedent being set here, I don't think is one you need to truly worry about. The game's going to play better 3 months after launch, 2 weeks after launch. That's just part of it. So unfazed by that one, bummed out for anybody that was hoping for otherwise on their behalf, but not surprised. And I'm absolutely fine with this game being $80 and $100 because this is the one. This is a 10-year plus dev cycle where they're bringing content and they have a track record of content. as far as a $20 upgrade, like that, how is that different from a season pass or DLC or anything else? Unless they're, level gating you or adjusting XP outputs, then I'm not too bothered by that one. I think it's great to have an answer, truly, and that's the big thing. So I was not bothered by it. I guess is the big takeaway.
Fair enough. Jimmy, man, where you at? GTA price point, or your GTA guy? Where you at with all this stuff?
Like, they could charge whatever they want, right? I mean, we all know this. They could charge like 120, 130, and people would still show up to buy it. So there are drawbacks, but it really could be a lot worse. And it's weird locking stores, I guess, behind $100 edition, but I don't know. I feel like this battle was lost a long time ago, because like 95% of people are buying all their games digitally anyway. So like, yeah, at least you get the case, you can put it on your shelf, but like the game you get on the disc anyway is going to be a digital code because they're going to keep updating and patching it. So like you wouldn't even want to play the original version that you had. So yeah, I used to be way more heated about it, but it's just clear that that's where things are going, and you get benefits through digital, I guess, which is not leaking the entire game a week before it comes out. I guess that's the whole reason why they're doing it. And then they can be patching and like updating all the way down to the wire. So yeah, I mean, for $80, you're going to get a game you could play for 10 years, right? Like it's not the worst shakeout you could have. Like Outer Worlds 2, $80. I was like, yeah, they're gonna have some trouble with that. I'm not surprised they walked that back. But GTA, they could charge whatever they want and they'll get it. Maybe not from us, the people who are tuned in, but from like my neighbor 2 doors down who like bought a PS5 because that's what someone told him was the one to get and is like really looking forward to GTA, and he's like a top level accountant. He'd be like, yeah, whatever. Oh, it's $100. Yeah, put it on my card.
You think there's any coincidence that the Xboxes all went on sale like right now and it's time there, because you can play GTA on a Series S. We don't know what it looks like, but like jumping in on a Series X is a good value, like comparatively.
Yeah, comparatively, yeah.
Plays best on PS5 is the part that's like, does it play badly on a Series X?
How much do you think they paid for that?
A lot.
Oh, bro, that's what I'm saying. We didn't even get into the enhancements and all that stuff. That is a big deal. Marketing. We saw the new label, best played on PS5. So clearly, it seems like Sony has the marketing, right? I mean, it's clear as day. So yeah, like how are we feeling about that? As far as, and to your point, Luke, as far as the Series S, and obviously there's nothing concrete yet. It looks like when you go to the pages of the game right now, there's nothing outlining specific on fidelity, but we know it's coming to see us. What we think Little Man doing on there? How's that's going to work out?
I think that Series S is going to melt. But like, I love my Series.
Native resolution upscaled. With
man, we doing 540?
It's going to be low. It's going to be low. We see that a lot. I mean, even on the base PS5, there's a lot of games that run below 720 and then upscale from there. So it's going to be rough.
It's going to be rough out here in these streets, man. We got to see. But I'm sorry, look, you were saying, Ghost, you were saying something.
Well, I mean, like, are we mad that Xbox didn't pay the money? Because, like, and I'm truly realistically, like, I think it would have helped the industry if Xbox had it, as far as getting a few more Xboxes out there and whatnot. But, like, were they ever going to do that? No. This game's been in dev. They're going to take every dollar they can get from anywhere they can get it. Like, make no mistake, Xbox could have put down that cash bag, but PlayStation likely had an easier path to it. 90 million consoles out there. Why wouldn't they, right? So plays best on PS5. That doesn't mean it's going to play badly on a Series X, which is where I'll be checking mine out. I'm looking forward to that. But all those, like, DualSense support, Tempest 3D audio tech. I've got my launch Series X over there. It's never let me down. Like, truly, it's not let me down yet. So I'm not.
So it can run it. Your Series X can run it, though. I just want to make sure.
I don't know. It plays best on
You don't know the label. The label said.
The label said it. You're right, Jimmy. I
don't know about anyone else.
Not trick, but that's gonna work on so many people.
Bro.
Like the COD players, the Madden players, the 2K guys. They're going to be like, oh, okay, I guess I'll buy a PS5 Pro. I'm surprised they didn't put PS5 Pro on there because you're marketing to a very specific person. Like, get the money. Like, you've got them captive. But I guess they're kind of paying back Xbox, because if you guys remember back to GTA 4, Xbox locked down the exclusivity on the 2 DLCs for a time. They did that with Fallout 3 and GTA 4. So Sony's like, we remember that. Rise of the Tomb Raider. We remember that.
Okay.
Straight up, this is why Xbox finished their show with COD. They got to remind you, hey, we still have COD, right?
Yeah.
Like, we don't have GTA, but we got COD.
That comes out in October, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, they sell all their copies in the first couple weeks. They'll be fine. No one's skipping Modern Warfare 4.
Not at all. Yeah, I'll jump in. This was big, man. I thought it was interesting because, shout out to Keeley. Obviously, he was one of the first that I saw tweet the information. But I just want to say, in terms of GTA being this inflection in gaming, it's so big for the industry. And think about it. We did Summer Game Fest. We saw State of the Play. We saw the Xbox Showcase. Now, obviously, we know it wasn't coming to Nintendo Switch, but GTA was so big, it skipped those stages in a sense, right? To kind of have a moment to itself. That's when you're in a different weight class, in my opinion. It's just, this is the game that everyone's waiting for. So I'm like, okay, cool. We get the information. And yeah, I felt my gut was right. I felt like $80 minimum would be, baseline to get in. Shout out to Nintendo. They set it off immediately with Mario Kart.
To me, they made Mario Kart, dude.
Bro, they made it easy. That was a layup for Rockstar. Okay, cool. So now it just came down to if they're going to go all the way out with it. Because again, I'm with you guys in the sense that they could have been like 90, 100, and we would have been like, okay, it's GTA. We wouldn't have liked it, but we would have, I think people would have acquiesced or whatever. But they got to the $100 in a different way. And they are giving a lot of content, obviously, missions, shops, and all this other stuff. I don't know how I feel about all the things locked down, what I'm saying? Like the barber shop and so vehicles and stuff like that I get. I'm like, that to me is standard fare. But there are like 5 exclusive missions like that you can only do in the Ultimate. And that I think is interesting. Obviously, I think we're all in agreement as far as I think all of us are kind of the digital bros. Maddie, I'm sorry. You're going through it, brother. I don't know what.
Well, I do buy a lot of PS5 discs, but like when they're on sale later on, usually. Like, because you can't guarantee you'll even get the game if you go physical day one anymore. Like Best Buy used to be the go-to. They might get 2 or 3 copies and then they push your order back. Amazon is like a week later. So it's like if I want to play a game early or like, on release day, you just have to go digital. And then I wait for those Best Buy summer sales where it's like buy 2, get 1 free. And I'll like a couple of years down the line, I'll rebuy Gran Turismo 7 or something just to have it.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, the game key cards. The game key cards are killing me. I'm not like that level with it. I mean, I buy most of my games on Steam. So
are we implying that the Switch Bros get their revenge? Because remember, people were going off on the Switch Bros. They were like, the game key, this is a travesty. Everybody, in defense of Nintendo fan, everybody kind of closing their eyes like they act like they didn't say that when this digital version is coming out. Now, in fairness, there are people who are not liking this practice. But yeah, I feel bad for the physical bros. I know Maddie's somewhere, punching against the wind right now. But this is where we at, man. You go get that box with a nice code in it.
They're going to do like a collector's edition after like 2 or 3 years or when the PC version comes out where they'll be like, all the content is on, like The Witcher 3. They did that where it's like, you can get the deluxe. Yeah, that.
I'm used to this stuff.
Yeah, me too. I got the collector's edition.
Bro, they've been trading us early, man. I mean,
there's a ton of games, but like the vast majority of games like that are physical are on the disc. We all know this, but whatever.
Yeah. Now the other question I have for you, I'm sorry. Good.
Well, the mission thing. How bothered are you really? And context here. You're a Destiny guy. Like, did you play Destiny on your PlayStation? Where you had exclusive strikes?
I got the alpha for PlayStation because they had the early access before I get Xbox. Yeah.
And that works. That gets people in the door. But how good were those strikes? Like, were the Xbox people really missing out? And I'm asking. I'm not throwing shade.
It was very divisive because back in the day, and Jimmy can remember too, like it was not only was it mission, and it was like one exclusive strike. It would be like a PvP map. Then what really made it egregious, in my opinion, was like exotics were locked. Certain exotics were locked to PlayStation. Like I remember Xbox guys couldn't get the Hawk Moon, and
Hawk Moon was like really good.
Bro, it was like we were like, "Are you serious?" So this type of marketing, as these practices, as slightly as some people may feel they are, they do work. And for a lot of times, I want to shout out. You know who actually called it out? Who I was at the time when this was like peak Bungie. They had the Activision deal. You really couldn't say anything about them. Was Desolate Gary. He had an interview when he was during his days at IGN, and he was like, how do you feel about Xbox players, second citizens, for paying the same price as PlayStation players? And it went viral. And he made that. I talked to him behind the scenes. He just told me that he got a lot of flack for doing that, but everyone in the Destiny community respected him.
Absolutely,
because it was
that's a fair question. They just did it with I forget who did it, but with Control Resonant. It's the Ultimate Edition on PS5 comes with early access, and it's the same price as Xbox and PC, but you don't get the early access for buying the Deluxe or Ultimate Edition or whatever. So like that's pretty dumb too.
Yeah. Okay, now who are you mad at? Like real talk. Okay. Who are we mad at? Because PlayStation's paying that money. Control didn't make its money on our Alan Wake 2 didn't make a profit until forever later. Like, so are we mad at people making the game like Remedy? Are we mad at Rockstar, or are we mad at PlayStation? Are we mad at Xbox for not fronting the money? And I'm asking, I'm not critiquing. I'm just trying to figure it out.
I guess with this type of stuff, it's like I'm so used to it that I've learned to accept that these are the practices of the business, right? So now that you get older, you're like, okay, am I going to get mad at the developer for taking a bag, right, to give this exclusive content to someone, and then from the platform holder, because again, I come from the world of exclusivity, you're giving that person a reason to play it on your platform. So my only counter to it is if you play these practices, that's fine. You can't get mad when the other side does it, right? When the other side says, okay, we're doing exclusives and we're ripping this off your thing. I don't want to hear about, because that's what I told PlayStation guys. I was like, when certain things happen after, like I said, bro, we suffered during the Destiny days. We didn't have that content, and respectfully, but when I forgot what else, I think this is maybe like, remember the whole Rise of the Tomb Raider controversy and stuff like that.
That was crazy.
People were mad at Xbox. They was like, how dare you? And I'm like, I don't want to hear no tear shed, bro. That's just where I was at, because I was so used to a world where, Sony had paid for a type of exclusivity and stuff like that. But yeah, that's my answer to it. I don't know where you are with that.
Yeah, it's just annoying, but like, I don't know. I can't get like fired up about it. It's just like, dang, that's annoying. Well, I guess I'll play it 2 days later.
Fair enough, especially if you like your ecosystem. And yeah, the last thing I was going to say in reference to the GTA points was just that very interesting, no online multiplayer mention. So the question I got for y'all: does Rockstar spin the block and say, all right, December, January, here's the multiplayer, $70, $80? How do we think this is handled? Because it is not bad. They are acting like this is a whole suite for $80 and no mention that it's part of this launch. So where are we at with that?
It's going to be free to play. It's going to drop as its own standalone thing that's not tied to the single player, because they want this to be the next Roblox, right? They want it to be the next Fortnite. There's apparently like a lot of create your own content stuff being built for it, like Roblox or Fortnite. So they're going to want as many people as possible. It's going to be a free download separate, and they're just going to be like, come on in, and it's going to be the most egregiously microtransaction filled game of all time. Guaranteed. It's going to be crazy.
Okay. All right, fair enough. I don't know, Luke, if you play GTA. I don't play GTA multiplayer, so I don't know what the thing about it is as far as the. I understand the hype of it, but I'm talking about as far as the practices, the cost of admission. Where are you at with that? How do you think it's handled?
No, I think Jimmy nailed it. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to make that free to play. You're going to sell, future copies of GTA 6 with shark cards or the equivalent. and that's just gonna be how you make your money. I think he's dead on accurate there. I even see a world where it's just GTA Online, and it's like a separate, like it's in the same login menu, but like you click,
like Call of Duty.
Yeah, exactly. Very, very similar.
Yeah, kind of like that suite, right? Where it's
exactly.
Like
that 600 gigabyte download.
Oh yeah. Oh god. These downloads are gonna be crazy. Yeah, now I'm with you. Look, I think that sounds about right. And I guess my curiosity now is how much of a window do they allow the single player to breathe? When is the release? And here's the other thing. We all talk about the blast radius that is GTA 6, how everyone has scurried out of November, fled to September, right? Most of these guys are all lined up. My curiosity is, what if the online multiplayer, just for example, is not ready for prime time for November, December, and then bleeds into January and February? Like, that's another blast radius for all these other developers to be like, damn. So basically, you're avoiding GTA twice, in my opinion. Yeah. That's hard, man. That's hard.
Because it's going to come to PC eventually, and they said it's going to be a lot quicker than before, where they were like kind of hinting that it might be like 3 or 6 months versus an entire year. And that's potentially going to be big. I think 5 has the smallest player base on PC, which is weird, but it's still going to be big.
Great point. And then think about spinning the block 4 times with the eventual, Helix or PS6, whenever they decide to come out, upgraded edition. Remember when Red Dead came out and how, on Xbox One X, that was like a big thing, the fidelity and the performance and stuff like that, or on next generation hardware. That's also something to keep in mind of. So yeah, this is just an event that keeps on going. The last thing I'll just say is I am very curious about the PS5 enhancements, because I will be on the record. I will take my L, y'all. I have been on the record saying I don't think there's any way they could get 60 with even with the Pro, because I'm looking at maybe the CPU.
No.
Oh, Jimmy's with me. Okay, I thought I was alone. Because
it'll say up to 60, and it'll run between 38 and 60 all over the place, and you'll need a VRR TV. I don't see it as realistic.
That's okay. Please finish.
Like their games eventually get optimized, but like you look at the track record of everything from GTA 5 all the way up to like Red Dead 2. When they launch rough. Like when we played GTA 5 on Xbox 360, it was like you were lucky if you saw 30 FPS for more than 5 seconds straight. That game mostly ran at like 24 FPS, like a movie. So it was pretty rough. And I think it's the enhancements just going to be better upscaling with PSSR 2.
Okay, so I'm okay, but they gonna come for me, man. I got Ben DeLees on this. Luke, I'm like, bro, I think it's so CPU intensive. That's my concern. I was like, even with the PSSR, I know they've made tremendous advancements, but because what I find interesting, if you read the PlayStation blog post, they talk about the Tempest audio, they talk about all these other things, but there's no definitive performance mode at up to 60. Like, to me, you beat that with your whole chest. Now, again, it's early. Maybe it's a marketing beat in defense of the 60 FPS PS5 Pro nation. I know y'all gonna come for me. See, I got the receipts ready. I will take my L if y'all somewhat hit it.
I'll take my L too.
Facts. I'll take my L. I'm a man of my word. I'm accountable. But I don't think y'all gonna hit that. But we'll see what happens. Look, you with me, or what side of the fence you are with the 60 frames per second PS5 Pro? And mind you, I have a Pro. I'm not just hating.
Respect. But I'm very much with you guys. Very much with you guys. This game was built for next gen, and next gen's too expensive. So it's like, all right, this is what we're doing. I don't.
That would be so insane if they skipped 2 generations without like a new GTA game.
Yeah, that would be wild. Yeah, we'll see, man. But that's all I got on the GTA 6. If y'all are satiated, but yeah, it broke the internet. We got it. We missed this so far. We survived the curse of the Dukes. We didn't miss this major news story. That's the trick here. Yeah, major news story, and be like, yeah, we'll launch it Thursday. We have to record it Duke already, so we was able to get this one.
I hope it has a 40 FPS mode.
Yeah,
that would be excellent. 40 FPS is amazing. If you've never tried it.
Oh, and one last thing. I forgot about the game itself. Bro, I thought the fidelity looked real nice. I like the imagery. I don't know about you, Jimmy. Like, to me, this is a Miami game. This is my, like, bro, like when I see the skins, I'm old, so I know the references. They got the Miami Vice, the Don Johnson type suits. Yeah. Then you got Homegirl with the pre-order bonus. They might get me for looking like Jeter from Scarface with the curly hair. I said, yo, Tony, get the yayo. I'm like, I'm there. I'm there, bro. I'm like
another chainsaw mission, we just go crazy. Like do the what's that? Michael Mann Miami Vice remake. Like let's get some references to that.
Need some
that movie's so underrated,
bro. I need Push It to the Limit in the song track. I need that. I need all my 80s and all that energy. When I saw the imagery, I was like, bro, and it looks like the fits between the characters are super dope. You can go for all these very distinct looks, like Rockstar showing out, man. I just want to give them their flowers as far as like the fidelity from what we see. I know there's still, a lot of things we got to see from a performance standpoint, but I thought from an imagery, from a culture, and one thing about GTA, to me, they're like the ultimate parody on real life. Because I'm like, yeah, that's Florida right there.
Yeah, the Theo Von haircut screenshot.
Bro, I was like, oh, that's good. Then they got my dudes on the car.
Florida Bama look.
Bama looks. I see the Gators. I see chicks twerking. I'm like, yeah, that's my Florida people outside.
It's gonna be weird if the game comes out and life's gotten so crazy that the game looks tame. That's what I'm worried about. Straight up,
bro.
You could look at everything the last 10 years and been like, dude, that's GTA. Nope.
Hell yeah. That's why
I saw that because they were working on this game since 2016 and like Miami has become huge. Like a lot of people moved to Miami. The city looks completely different now than it did when they started working on this game. So it looks like Miami in the game looks smaller than Miami in real life now. So it's just like GTA 5 with that building that they never finished. When I moved to LA, that building wasn't done, and I got to watch it be finished in real time.
That's hilarious. Yeah, shout out to those guys, man. They do a fantastic job. Again, the game, the architecture, all that stuff. But we will be there. GTA 6 in the information now coming down. Get your pre-orders ready. All right.
Pre-order a digital game.
Exactly.
Why?
I know, right?
Hey, before topic 2, my mic does sound good, right? I'm just small on that bar thing. Okay, I'm just making sure. Just making sure.
Like I said, we could do some things to bump you up. So it's all
Make sure you're good. All right.
No doubt. So look, we got some Todd Howard news. Todd Howard likes he likes Blade, y'all. But the question is an Xbox rake inbound as a result of it? Here we go. Per Entertainment Weekly, Todd Howard says Elder Scrolls 6 is our biggest project right now. At Bethesda, he said that's what the majority of the studio is working on. He adds, we know we need to get it right, and it's been a long time. Another project is Marvel's Blade, the game based on the half-vampire Daywalker from the comics. He says, I'm not at liberty to say when we'll see more, Howard teases, but I saw some stuff just yesterday. Now, this was dated May 21st, and the folks at Arcane Studios developers are doing a really, really good job.
Two reallys.
All right. And he
saw really good job.
Really, really good job. But I got to start with the ghost, man. Look, man, you my MCU, brethren. Mm-hmm. How we feeling, man, with the climate, with the Xbox Studios? Is this a rake about to happen if Arcane gets shut down?
I mean, we know I bleed green, right? Like I play everything, but I bleed green. And you asked me this pre-showcase. Absolutely not a rake. Todd Howard saw it. I'm excited. Let's go. We just saw them show Senua, and a week later, they're like, we're trying to sell this thing. And so how can we believe anything, whether it's Todd Howard himself saying it or not? How can you believe anything? And I'm not even trying to be a punk about it, right? There's only ever been one blade, and there's only going to be one blade. Like, that was my meme. The moment I heard that, I was like, if Arcane goes, right? But like, how can you believe it? How can you? You can't, right?
We can acknowledge that Blade is a lot more relevant than something like Senua, right? Like,
oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
But I know that's mean.
But it's not mean. It's not mean at all. But you also have to acknowledge that Blade as a franchise has been in turmoil, right? I mean, yeah. If Deadpool's joking about it, then you got to acknowledge it.
The easiest franchise to get right is the one they can't make a movie for. It's like,
Bro.
Blood,
That's
swords.
what I'm saying. What's
Let's
going
go.
on?
Put Snipes in the movie as Whistler.
Dude, he looked good in Deadpool.
He really did look good in Deadpool.
I hadn't seen him in a while, and I was like, all right, that was cool. I'm into it. Just let him play. Yeah. Not that I don't like Mahershala Ali. I like him too. He can be like multiverse plane or something.
Yeah, they do kind of.
Wesley Snipes looked good.
Yeah, he did.
There's a lot of ways they could get Snipes in there, and he should be in the game. Like, you got to respect. He started the Marvel superhero movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did. People forget it. But as far as the rake, like, there's no way to not expect a rake at this point. And that's not shade at moves that need to happen to keep a business afloat. But the reality is, how can you trust anything? You can't. Yeah. You can't. Again, Halo, all of my background, Gears tattoo, Doom tattoo, on, like, I bleed green. I respect it. But, like, you can't trust a thing right now. And I want a good Blade game. I want to play it, but I don't trust anything until I see it now at this point. And when I see it, I'm happy. But do you guys think you're going to see them stumble and fall? How do you know this isn't him marketing? You don't. Can't. Where are you guys at on it? Maybe I'm being too cynical.
Jimmy, jump in, man. Where you at? I mean, God Howard's talking to Entertainment Weekly, man.
I'm thinking of these. You know how, like, we heard these rumors, they're not confirmed, that, like, they also wanted to pull back on Halo and Fable, but there was breakup fees with Sony. I can imagine there's a pretty hefty breakup fee canceling a Marvel game. Like, you're tied in with Disney. Disney's probably fronting some of the money for the development. And, like, from Xbox's perspective, you look at how many consoles something like Spider-Man moved. Not that Blade's, like, you know, as popular as Spider-Man. That seems like, with their new strategy of big hits only, to me, it seems like a safe bet. But yeah, you can't trust anything because, you know, they announced Senua and then they're like, please buy the studio. Please buy the studio. So
hilarious.
And yeah, so you can't even really trust it until it has a release date or, like, the controller's in your hands, right? So I don't know. I hope they don't. But, like, my fandom of Arcane was for the one they already shut down. So, like, I have no, like, horse in the race, really, when it comes to Arcane. So I hope I get to play it, because having I hope they make it exclusive also. Having an exclusive, you know, Marvel game that's cool. Because, like, Blade kind of, like, lines up with that 2001 to 2007 era cool factor that Xbox had. Like, he's edgy. You know, he can, like, uses a sword and there's blood. That's a little bit different than what you see in Spider-Man, where, like, every character dresses like a Gap model. You know,
100%. And that era, give me a Snipe skin. Give me a Snipe skin. You want to capitalize on nostalgia?
$100.
There, right? But yeah, like, you're right. You want to capitalize it. You really want to make it exclusive. Give every reason for it to succeed. Give the MCU, give the classic suits, give their own version. I mean, you saw Spider-Man did that. They had all Brand New Day is getting a new Spider-Man suit. Give Blade all the costumes as much as you can. Service every fan you can to sell that game, because you need it to be successful.
Facts. Yeah, man, I'll jump in. Y'all cooking. Yeah, this is the one that I'm like, man, I'm hoping they get a chance to survive. Jimmy, I hope you're right about that, the Marvel licensing and stuff, that contractual stuff being hard to break out of. You know, it would break my heart to hear about Arcade shut down. And I like Dinga, man. You know, I remember when he came out, I think they made the announcement at the Game Awards. He did the little kung fu thing. He's like, let us cook. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He came out with Marvel representation. I thought that was super dope. I thought he was a perfect choice, you know, to have it. Now, then again, during the Insomniac leaks, we have learned how pricey these Marvel game licenses are, you know.
I don't know how they spent $300 million on Spider-Man, dude. Like, they use the same map.
Like, bro, it's crazy. And then obviously we're seeing Wolverine and what's going on. And I guess the thing that gives me trepidation the most, unlike Marvel Wolverine and Spider-Man, Blade's cinematic history right now seems to be in flux. Like you said, Mahershala Ali, like, where's the movie? Is it going? Is it going? And my concern is that if the movie side of the business it's faltering and that movie does not come out and it's shut down, because I haven't followed up, Jimmy, you can educate me on that. I don't know if it's still in works. If it's not, my concern is if
saying it is.
Right, they say it is, but when we see Kevin Feige, I'm like, where? Remember, he used to be on the list of the roadmap. Like, where is it?
They let I don't know why I'm blanking on this because he's a great director, but the guy who directed Sinners.
Yeah.
Ryan Coogler.
Ryan Coogler. They let him like borrow or buy all the costumes for Blade for that movie because it was originally at one point a period piece, like Blade in the 1930s or 1800s. So like either that changed or they're just not working on it. You know, they announced that so long ago.
So there's a part of me that says, if Marvel themselves are struggling to bring out the movie IP, how much does that affect what's going on here? And then also in conjunction with what is the development like for the game? Has it been going good with Ding and the guy? Because if they have any type of, issues creatively, and the longer this goes, or how expensive we see things to be, that's gonna be a problem. But yeah, I hope it's not a rake, but this could be one of those with, they spoke to Todd. It was early. He saw it. He said it looked good, right? But that was at that time they asked him, and now we're in a timeline where it's like, hey, what's he gonna say? Exactly.
He's in an interview with, like, what was it, Entertainment Today or something? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, it looks like shit. It's not coming along.
I mean, to his credit, though, he said something. I thought the fact that he was like, yo, I saw it. It looked really, really good. So I'm like, okay, it's not canceled. Well,
did Phil not say that about Project Blackbird?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Damn it.
That's the problem with these rakes. It was right before. And I took a picture at FanFest with Craig Duncan, and a week later, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the problem right now, is that we're not sure. We're just not sure about anything as this brand resets. 100 days from now, I bet you have some more definitive answers about who's staying, who's going, what it looks like. But Blade as an IP cog, to your big point, when that movie was greenlit, first of all, you got the cast right and the director right. Like, there's nobody better. Mm-hmm. But that was, MCU was going in a different direction, right? There's even a Blade teaser at the end of one of the Phase 5 movies, I think. Mm-hmm. But the MCU had to do a full reset itself. They're like, everybody's coming back. You know what I mean? And that they changed everything. So the whole IP is in reset for Blade. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of dynamics that may legitimately be out of Arcane's control right now.
Yeah.
The game might look good, but I mean, respect to Phil for Blackbird, like, boom, boom, gone.
Yeah, gone.
That's how do we, it is a hard time to be an Xbox fan right now. It's also a good time to figure out where your brand is going, where the brand is going. You know what I mean? So for the dedicated Dukes out there, like, you'll know soon. You'll have an idea soon, and you're not going to be lacking stuff to play in the meantime. So it's not the end of the world, I guess is all I'm trying to say.
They got Indiana Jones out the door, and that game is better than 2 out of 4 of the movies.
Yeah.
So, facts. You're right.
Like,
facts.
Oh. Maybe it'll be like, instead of games looking to movies, like Lucasfilm and Marvel can look at Blade and Indiana Jones and be like, oh, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
We
forgot, man. Yeah, but Shea Games and Todd Howard's influence on that. That's what I knew. Because in my mind, his mind was there because I know how much he loves that IP and that franchise, and he put his signature on it. Shout out to Machine Games as well. Obviously, they did the heavy lifting, but Todd kind of directed that ship, and that's what kind of gave me the confidence that he still has it. I know he gets a lot of slander, and he's pulled in 1,000 directions, right? But when he has his undivided attention on something, that was a love letter. And I'm not even an Indiana Jones guy like that. That game felt amazing. I love that game. So yeah, I'm with you, Jimmy, on that. We'll see what happens with Blade. But anything else before we move on? Are we satiated with God Howards and rakes? All right, man, let's get it going. No doubt. All right, Hollywood. Xbox is tripling down on the Hollywood scene, y'all. Netflix's Gears of War live action movie plot details are revealed, which is going to be the origin story of Delta Squad. Curious about Ghost on this one. It's going to be interesting. I know he's the Gears guy. David, I can't pronounce this guy's name, Leitch of Bullet Train and The Fall Guy will direct Gears of War. Okay, so this is official. All right, I got the Jimmy head shake. Okay, that's good. I like
good.
that.
He's good. He's good.
No doubt. He direct Gears of War and produce it through his 87 North company. Then John Spates, writer of the Dune movies, is behind the script. So not only we got Gears of War, we got Sea of Thieves better let Logan know about this. Logan set to sail for silver screen. Destin's Daniel Cretton from Spider-Man Brand New Day and Shang-Chi Legend of the Ten Rings. I know that one. Is set to produce a live-action Sea of Thieves movie. Xbox also has 10 film and TV projects in development. And this is the spicy one. Asha Sharma was quoted in the Entertainment Weekly, and she said in reference to the whole film and TV division and all the IPs they have, she mentioned Call of Duty currently is bigger than the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So we got a lot to digest here and unpack. Start with you, Ghost, in reference to the Gears of War, Netflix, where you want to go with that. I know Gears is tatted on the arm.
It's there, man. Absolutely.
Godson across the belly.
That's what
you wipe
just
it
the
off
belly?
after 5. Just figure it out. Then you put it back on for Gears Tactics.
Messy. Go ahead, Ghost. On you. Where you want to go with the movies? We in a movie game.
So it's on Netflix, but it's a movie, right? Like, so I don't know what that means, but I do like David Leitch being in there. Not a problem with that. The idea of it being Delta Squad's origins, like how many times are we gonna see that? I feel like we've seen portions of that. I mean, if you're like me, you read the books, you got E-Day, like there's you played Judgment, you got an illusion there. So like, I don't know what that looks like. And are you trying to make this a canon or are you making it its own thing? Because if you're making it its own thing, you got to do better than you did with Halo, Silver, whatever it was, right?
Thank you.
You got to do better. It cannot be that. It cannot be.
Thank you. Say it with your whole chest. Thank you.
It just cannot be that. I see Marcus Cheeks, I'm gonna be upset. But there's a lot of good things you can do on a Netflix. Like you could make that movie and then serialize, like a short. I'm a big fan of these like 8-episode miniseries. I think that's a great thing. Like that'd be the way to do it. But I like this. I'm not upset by it. I don't believe it though, because we've been having a Gears movie since 2013, 14. We've been told, right? I mean, I've had Cliff on a few times at this point, and how many times he's told me about these movies that are happening, not happening, right? So I want to believe, but we just talked Blade, and again, that's the best director to do that movie and the best star to do that movie, probably. So like, I just don't know. I'll believe it when I see it. What really worries me, and I'll wait, but this whole 10 project thing, that's where I need to know. And I need some clarity on that one. But I'm not bothered by it. I'm not going to get excited. I do like seeing the writer of Dune. I do like seeing Bullet Train's director. Like, I like that stuff. You'll sell me when I see it.
Okay. You're on your wait and see. Jimmy, I need you, man. I need the movie gang. I need that deep knowledge of who's in charge of what, because I'm a casual here. So when you see these names, when you see these projects, does anything excite you? Are you feeling good? Or where you at with it?
The thing that scares me about Gears is that it's Netflix making it because they can't make a good movie to save their life. The only decent one I've seen is the Rip with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. Movie. That was good. That's like the one good Netflix original movie I've ever seen. And I really thought about it while you guys were talking. I was like, because I've watched a lot of
Red
them.
Notice.
They make straight garbage. Oh yeah, Red Notice was pretty solid.
That was fun.
And then like the Gray Man and Extraction were okay, right?
Yeah.
But like not up to the level of what you'd expect to see in a theater, which is what I think they were going for. Mm-hmm. The people involved, I think, are great. I think it's cool that they're getting, fresh talent on it after the like people have been connected to it forever. Sometimes you just need a reset. What I'm excited for is Call of Duty. I think this movie is going to be sick because it's Taylor Sheridan, who, Yellowstone's a soap opera and it gets worse as it goes on. But he's also the guy behind Hell or High Water, Sicario, and Moon River, which is like 3 of the best movies I've ever seen. Like those are top tier movies for me. If he locks in with this Call of Duty script, it's going to be sick. And it's Paramount, so but Sea of Thieves, what is it gonna be, like animated? Like
no, it's live action
Sea of Thieves.
Okay.
You want to see live action Sea of Thieves?
So that's just gonna be like they had a pirate script kicking around at whatever studio, and then they're like, perfect like Pirates of the Caribbean 4. That's what they did. They had a pirate script, and then they were like, we just move some things around and like it'll work.
But so I don't know why at Sea of Thieves, unless you're making Sea of Thieves 2 at this point, I don't know why they're making this movie. But when you see Brand New Day and Shang-Chi in there, does that get you hyped, Jimmy? No.
Yeah. I don't know.
Shaky. That ain't give me a lot of confidence, bro.
I
haven't
seen a lot of the work. I'm just not into Sea of Thieves. It's like I can take it or leave it on that.
Fair enough.
But yeah, they better be working on Sea of Thieves 2, or that's going to be another rake. Because if they're not working on anything, they're on the chopping block. So hopefully, because yeah, Sea of Thieves, like, you know, people play it, but I think it's time for a sequel. If you look at the player numbers, it's like it's in its tail end. Bring it back bigger than ever. Line it up with the movie. That makes sense.
I'm 300 hours in Sea of Thieves, maybe more. I love that game. I haven't played that game in years at this point. Like I'm pirate led. That was my COVID game. Yeah, that was my COVID game. I played the mess out of it. Yeah. But like, what's done lately, right? It's time. It's time.
Let me follow that up because last Duke being bad, you talk about it again. I like to have people who are connoisseurs who play these specific franchises. And I remember it was at Summer Game Fest. I got a chance to talk to Logan Combs, and you know, I was like, "Hey, how are you feel?" This was pre-showcase. I was like, "How's the community feeling?" Because just from the outside looking in, it feels like there's nothing going on. And he was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "There was concern about like the content shift." And I guess he was talking about the roadmap and how it's more like creator based as opposed to like when you guys would do the season of the, you know, Pirates of the Caribbean and that kind of stuff. So is the community like when you saw obviously they just had the new content release, or they're talking about, are you guys excited about that, or is it kind of what Jimmy said? Because I'm looking at it like it feels like it's dead and we kind of need it to, but again, that's just me from the outside looking. How does the community really feel?
So first, you're right. Shout out to Logan. He's been holding it down on XP last weekend, and he's going to do this weekend because I've been away from my own show for a week and a half now. But it's not good, right? For anyone that doesn't know, Captain Logan runs Keelhauled Podcast. Shout out to them. Like that's a dedicated since day one Sea of Thieves community.
Wow.
Like since day one, he's got it tatted on his arm. Like he's diehard Sea of Thieves, and an excellent content creator in that realm. And it's not looking good. Like that community's frustrated, they're upset. That new like the whole
they're
creators
pissed.
Yeah, they are. And like it's kind of like saying you make the game now, right? That's the perception that I have now. If
I hate that shit, dude.
I know.
Talk to me.
That shit. Yeah. I just don't like when well, like, okay, if they are working on Sea of Thieves 2, it like in hindsight, it will look like a smart move to make community features that people can keep the game going. You know, you could sell like Fallout 76, where they sell the camp items. Great idea. But if they're just like trying to make that the future of the game, I think they're gonna have a rough time personally. But I don't know. I don't get into like friend slop games. If you guys play on Steam? Any like at all?
A little bit, yeah. I know what you're
what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. You do it.
A new one every week. Oh, it's on sale for the first week for 69 cents. You can get in early, and then it's dead after a week. I'm so over that. And like the create your own content stuff, like it's just not for me. Not that it's bad. It's just not for me. So
same.
Like if I was playing Sea of Thieves, that'd be my exit. I'd be like, oh man, I'll put it down for a little bit. I'll come back when the sequel comes out. But it makes sense, right? Like them probably working on a sequel, knowing that we don't know what they're working on.
Yeah, could be.
I hope so. Because Tools Not Rules was their jam, and the game is in atrophied right now. It's just atrophied. It just is. And if they are prepping for a next gen live service game, they've got a movie in the works. Because they should have done a Pirate's Life 2, where they brought back more of the Pirates of the Caribbean stuff or another collab of that level, but they never did, right? Which means it was expensive is really what I'm hearing there. But that content was A-list exceptional. I don't know if you guys ever played through it. It was really
it was good. Yeah, I played. Actually, I jumped off of that.
So good. But they didn't do it again. So why would you make a movie if you don't have something more? That's the part I don't get. So I hope it's sequel territory, because the PlayStation shot in the arm wasn't enough. But this game would rip on Switch too, right?
Yes. Yes. I feel that's a perfect Switch game.
Exactly. So I see a world where Sea of Thieves 2 exists, but I don't think this current state of the game is that great. But that's my perception. I have not been on the seas in a while, so I don't want to cast shade where there's not any. I'm just quoting what I'm hearing from my friends.
No, fair enough. I agree with all you guys' points. It's interesting to see them kind of dive into film and TV so hard again. Again, not that I'm against it. It's just that to me, like, they're always the trendsetters. Xbox is always the trendsetter, sometimes too early. Remember, Xbox was TV, and they got laughed out the room, right? Then as you fast forward, now we're seeing things being done right, the proper care of these franchises. And now, we're in a world where, you got The Last of Us. You look at the Fallout TV series and you go, wow. So I think they're sitting there, especially new leadership is like, how do we not have things ready to go? Now you're speaking to Entertainment Weekly, and you wasn't, Matt Booty and those guys are bloviating about, the Call of Duty, the Gears, all this stuff. I'm looking at the lineup of projects, 10 projects. To your point, look, you made a fantastic point about Grounded. One would think, about Sea of Thieves. One would think you have a game ready, because I think that's the biggest rake for me, in the sense of, okay, hindsight's 2020. You may not have known the Fallout TV series was going to do what it does, but now that you do, right, it's imperative to have software and games right there in launch. Because say what you want to say about Sony. Oh, that Last of Us remaster was ready. It was ready to go. Yep. When the HBO joint, yeah, Jim, you want to jump in? You had something in your mind.
Remaster. I'm like, how many times did they remaster?
Yeah. They had the super remix. Yep. Ready to go, bro. So I like that. I thought it was interesting.
And not just Sony.
Yeah, please.
Galaxy 1 and 2 collection up-res for Switch. Star Fox reboot next to Star Fox showing up in the movie. There was a little tease about somebody else's starship in the background. It's not just Sony. Everybody's latching on to this. And yeah, Xbox's rakes was the Halo TV show. But then they see Fallout and they didn't have anything ready to go. So I'm thinking they saw Fallout and they're like, all right, what IP do we have that we could make something on, whether it's animated, live action? Castlevania got a great show, and that's a animated joint, probably not nearly as expensive. So they're probably looking at what they can and can't do. But I do worry, like 10? Yeah. You can't get 10 games right now.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Proof in the pudding.
Get ready for that Keeper movie, dude.
Yo, not the Keeper movie. It's too soon. You want the Kill movie, the Keeper movie? Oh, man. You're messy. But yeah, look.
They did make a Costume Quest movie, TV show.
Wow.
TV show. Did they really?
I don't remember. Yeah. It was on Netflix.
Crazy. That's crazy. No, this is, I think overall, gaming's in a better place where hopefully, like I said, as long as the directors, they take the IP seriously, they respect the vision. That's all I care about. And last thing I'll say is that I thought it was interesting at FanFest and a lot of these events Xbox was running during Summer Game Fest, they were giving out hats that said Xbox Film and TV. There is a dedication. And sweatshirt. Like, they are promoting this. So they see a future behind it. I thought it was interesting. Last thing I'll say, I thought it was interesting. Maybe Asha has the number. She said Call of Duty, like, this is, bigger than the MCU.
It's true.
You don't say that unless you have some it's gotta be, right?
You can just look it up. Like, total dollar sales, I think it's like $500 million ahead or something. It's not like, like leaps and bounds, but it did make more money than the MCU.
Yeah. No, fair enough. So that's all I got as Xbox goes to Hollywood. Anything else, Luke? Are you good?
I just think people might be taking that quote out of context. She's not saying the movie's going to be bigger than the MCU, but the franchise, like the IP is bigger, and that is accurate.
Fair. Good call out. Yep, money-wise. Good call out, gents. All right. We're going to get it going. All right, Halo's out. A lot of news, man. Shout out to the homie Rebs Gaming. Project Ekur. We're getting more rumors on it. This is the multiplayer project. So per Rebs, Ekur shifts from extraction shooter to a Warzone-style big team battle multiplayer. It originally originated after the cancellation of the Battle Royale project, codenamed Tatanka. It had two core technical goals: determining whether Halo's infinite slip space and BLAM assets could be imported in the UE5, and evaluating whether Unreal Engine could be made to feel like Halo. They said both goals were achieved in June of 2023. The extraction shooter concept was shifted towards a large-scale team-based battle concept in which players and their squad of AI teammates explore a map, gather resources, and fight among player teams. Some extraction-style elements remain, but the conceptual touchstone cited is Halo 5's Warzone mode rather than a traditional extraction shooter. Revs Gaming describes it as a super big team battle mode. Now, the working theory is that Certain Affinity prototype Ekur on Halo Studios' behalf, but development has since moved in-house to Halo Studios. It's uncertain whether the final product will be a traditional Halo multiplayer experience or a new experience built from the prototype's big team battle mode concept, or some hybrid of the two. It can either be a standalone multiplayer release or bundled within the next mainline Halo installment. So Project Ekur, the multiplayer project that we've been hearing, getting more details. I got to go back to the ghost one more time. See the energy sword behind you.
Yeah.
Where are we at with this, man? How you feel about Ekur? Because remember, people were a little nervous at first when they heard extraction shooter. Things may be shifting. What does any of this stuff excite you?
So it excites me in several, like yes, asterisks, right? You talk to me about Halo Unreal. I'm skeptical, right? Then I play it and then I see it and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm on. Yes, do that. So I'm excited about Halo in a way I haven't been in a while, right? I loved Infinite. I really did like Infinite a lot. And then of course the show kind of, that's a rake, right? You step on that one.
Master Cheeks. And,
yeah, Master Cheeks is in there. And then
I'm just going to spell Human Covenant. Like, what are we doing? Sorry.
No.
Thank you. Yeah, right?
Sorry.
You killed me. Weird.
Sorry.
But I like a lot of this because Project Tatanka was a thing. That was a thing. Certain Affinity has a long history of working with Halo, like confirmed. Plenty of rumors out there. Like, yes, we've had conversations. I'm sure each of us had at various events where we're like, oh yeah, okay. But I like the idea of Ekur. I don't want them to make a Rainbow Six extraction, but it's Halo extraction because we don't need more of that, right? We don't need Halo chasing trends. We need Halo to do its thing, right? But within your suite, could you do that? Sure, because Halo 5's Warzone was dope. And there were some cool things inside of Warzone that you can do inside of a Halo standard. So like, I like that approach. I'm all about them experimenting and figuring out what they can do to make Halo not just relevant, but interesting while still being Halo. But don't make Halo, Call of Duty and Halo Extraction just to make it. You need to make it special. There's a lot of ways you can make that fun. But like, because I was on board with the Battle Royale version. You ODST in and you're gathering weapons with your team and you're trying to get like, that's cool to me. But are you going to tell me, is that going to stand up toe to toe with Fortnite? Is that going to stand up toe to toe with some of the, with your own Call of Duty? Right. And that's where it's like, how much is it worth doing? So it needs to be unique and special, but it can't be trend chasing. So that's kind of my big approach there. You're going to make Halo, I hate the phrase, but if you're going to make it great, like it once was, I reworded that, then you got to do something special with it. You're right. You got to make it unique and Halo at the same time.
No, well said. I hear what you said on that one, man. Jimmy, how we feeling about Halo, this Project Ekur? Like, where you at with what you hear? Does any of this excite you?
Yeah, it sounds cool. I don't want to put anyone on blast, but I never will forget this video that GameSpot made back when Halo 5 came out, where they had two guys argue over whether or not Warzone had better multiplayer than Destiny. And the dude was like, he was like adamant, and it was just like it was crazy. You could probably find it if you want to go look it up. But I think about that like once a month. I'm like, that's nuts.
That's rent free.
But I liked Warzone mode. I thought it was cool. It would be cool if they made an ODST Helldivers game. Like, I don't know why. Like, make it quickly $40. They just take too long on this stuff.
Yes, I agree.
You can't release a battle royale now.
Right.
It's dead. And even extraction shooters are kind of out the door. So
they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's well said. I mean, that's the problem with trend chasing, right? Because by the time development and you get it out to the public, that trend could be over, right? And also, I love what you guys said. Luke said in reference to, kind of let it Halo be Halo, sticking to your roots. I know a couple of things here. Rebs is really tapped in, so I will say that. Because I do know some things with that particular studio specifically, and look, I prefer this iteration. You know what I'm saying? Extraction, as we will talk about, is pretty saturated right now. What Arc Raid is doing with its thing, and then obviously Marathon, as good as it is a niche of a niche, and they've been kind of trying to struggle to get player base. But I like this idea. I like this idea. Now, the question just comes down to when do they, when are they thinking about releasing? Is it going to be something? Yeah,
get it out the fucking door, like
I'm with
something.
It. Something. I'm with
something
it.
New.
Yeah, I'm with it. The question becomes: is it something that they're holding in conjunction? With a Helix release, with the next mainline Halo, there's so many questions with that studio. And I'm a little frustrated with Halo Studios, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Just to see like what's going on there. And I'm just tired of the leadership stuff I'm hearing behind the scenes. And we've got to get rid of the cancers if there are in the building. Whoever they are, they got to go, because this is a consistent problem I'm seeing. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm excited that this mode exists, because I think this does fit the Halo universe. We just got to see, man. But shout out to Rebs. He's in the ground running, and he's fighting a good fight, because he a lot of people that speak to him, they're tapped in. A lot of his sources are really, really good. I'll just say that. But anything else we got?
So you think it's legit? Like, this guy's trustable?
Oh yeah. Rebs is like I said, he's heard things that I've heard, and again, I'm not no insider. First of all, it's just that when someone tells me something, I keep it in confidence. But a lot of times I hear stuff, I'm like, it's exactly, and it plays out right away. Rebs is doing it. And Rebs' mentality is like, he's not a leaker himself either. His whole thing is, he loves Halo so much. He just hates when there's like injustice behind the scenes. He, and community developers will go to him. He's like the Jason Schreier of Halo specifically.
Yeah, that's fun. Cool.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
At least they're making something. Like, that's like, Campaign Evolve looks really cool. Some of the art decisions are a little weird. That's my one gripe. I mean, a lot of the Halo fans, it's just like, come on. But like the Halo ring does look small in that video. I was like, that is fair. That is fair.
There are some liberties.
I just want, they need, like, you can get Call of Duty out every year, but you can't get Halo out every 2 to 3 years. Like, I'm not even asking for annual Halo. Like,
yeah, bro, this is what we want. We want, listen, now that we know the new leadership, one thing that we do like is that they consider Halo a tentpole franchise, right? That is important. Let's get it back to greatness. Now what we got to do is cadence. Why are the games taking so long? What's going on? I actually supported the UE5 move, because part of me was like, with Slipspace, or you have to bring in these contractors to learn a proprietary engine. That messes up development, especially if you're going to be using contractors that you have all this churn with, right? You want them on things that are current, that the industry is using, so the familiarity to bring them on board is easier. Let's get that going. Second, we said, me and Maddie, and shout out to Chris Raygun, who's been on a bunch of times, we've always said, like, it's inexcusable that Halo does not have side projects while we're waiting between mainline games. Stop telling me to read a book and between. Like, I'm not doing that, bro. Like, give me the side, a different genre of what's going on with Spartan Locke, or if he's not dead, or what I'm saying, or what. Like, give me these things. This is a rich universe. There's so much to extract here, and it just frustrates me. So that's what I'm hoping with the Asha era. This is the part of going to big IPs that we're like, yes, because even Maddie, I know he gonna be pumping his chest like Fallout. There's no reason, like, there's not Vault Studios. We have things ready. Like, this is the cadence we want. Now, in order to get that, we're gonna have to make some sacrifices.
So yes, call on me, Cog.
Okay, I'm calling on you.
Jimmy's saying Halo every year. Yes, summer should be your Halo time. If Call of Duty is November, October in there, summer's your Halo time, right? And let it be Halo Wars 3. Let it be your remakes. Let it be your new game, whatever it is. But the one thing that I like, not the one thing, the one of several things that I like about the way Sharma has come in. She's listened, she's talked, she's figured out the pillars. And without a doubt, there's stuff on the chopping block. You talked about cutting out the cancer at Halo Studios. Yes. Get rid of the people that are causing those issues so that you can get your tentpole title Halo up to snuff, up to par. When it's under the microscope with the press, with the fans, it's up to par, and people look forward to that as an event, right? Like, that is something that needs to happen. And make sure, like, Unreal Engine 5 is a good move. One of the things that Schreier, to your point, often says is the best games that seem to come out, Final Fantasy being his most recent example, have teams that have been working together for a long extended time. Don't bring in contractors. That's bad leadership. That's bad precedent. Don't do that. So I love the idea that people, things, and stuff, and here are the right words that I'm trying to say here, are on the chopping block, because I want the wrong people gone. If that take that how I mean it, maybe not how it sounds.
I understand what you're saying.
So
me and you are 100% agreement. Me and Cog had this exact conversation.
Yep. Remember, we talked about this face facts.
It got to go, and let there be a dedicated time of the year that's for Halo. Don't make Halo go against Call of Duty. Like don't set yourself up for that, but let it be summertime or May or something. Find a way so that Halo fans are enjoying it. I'm the one with the books all on the shelf. I've got hundreds of hours. I have them all too. Yeah, my man. Excellent. Yeah. We're best friends. So like, I want to celebrate those game releases. I'm so stoked for Campaign Evolved. And if you'd asked me 6 months ago, I'd have been like, nah, I don't know. Now I'm like, yo, let's go. This looks dope. Love all these skulls, these options. I want
at least
people
to something coming out, you know, like
Not for Jimmy. You was going to jump in after. Sorry, of course, if you were finished.
I just like that with Asha. There's a sense of urgency, you know, like no more of this. We got to ideate. We got like there's no endless meetings where nothing gets solved, and it's like meeting, and then like nothing gets made. Like make stuff. Even if it's not like amazing, that's better than what we have now, which is nothing.
That part, and to your point, that's has been one of her tenets as far as like what it means to be Xbox and her analyzation as far as speeding up process. Things take too slow, political red tape, all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm with you. Hopefully this could happen as a result of it. And yeah, I'll be there for Campaign Evolved. Like you said, Luke, I was definitely pleasantly surprised. And I think UE5 ultimately is the right decision to get that team its development chops so that they're now comfortable. Boom. Let's get into these next mainline Halo games. So that's what I got, brothers. So we gonna move on. Kojima's outside. Rare Kojima sighting says Phil and Asha were the only ones that understood OD. This is funny. He said he had the OD concept since he was working on Death Stranding, and he was working on it just by himself. He couldn't reveal much detail, but it's something that no one has ever seen before, a new game system. Kojima plans to go beyond the limit of scariness, Jimmy, that other games have reached. With the title set, I can't wait to talk to you about this one. With the title set as a single player game and wanted to make it as scary as possible. He said Kojima is making OD more accommodating, though, by devising a system that allows players to continue if things get too scary, though he can't say much more because it'll give up a hit on the system. He said he pitched the game to many people, many big companies, and also to the up-and-coming companies. All of them said the same thing. They said he's absolutely crazy. He really doesn't understand. They really didn't understand his concept, and that they will not be able to do it. But it looks like Phil obviously was an issue there who was pitched to, and now Asha, who's now seen it, said that we need to make sure our platform, meaning Xbox, is sufficiently open so more creators and developers can come on board and be successful, because the next Kojima is yet to be known. Jimmy, I gotta talk to you. You're hearing about OD. You got your man Peele, right? Well, Jordan Peele's one of the people on it, I believe. Yeah. And you're the horror guy. You're the Duke of horror. Anything horror and movies, I confide in you. How are you feeling about this? How is it being described? Also, how do you feel about the fact that Kojima pitched this to multiple studios? Everyone said, "Get the hell out of here! You're crazy. I don't think this is gonna work." But Xbox understood the vision. Is it a little desperation here by Xbox? They found it soon. They're like, yo, we're going to do it. Yeah. Or do you think he really has something revolutionary? Are you, last question, are you a Death Stranding guy?
I'm not. I liked the first game. I didn't play the second game.
Okay.
It's just it's too much. It's too long. And you know, it doesn't have killing in it. So
okay, fair. Yeah, we need Jimmy needs his horror.
It's so bad. It's so embarrassing. Yes. But like,
no, that's what you do.
I like games where you have guns and killing. So. That's just my
own it. All right, let's talk OD. Where you at?
It's a good gamble to take. It's like, oh shit, like no one's buying this. Like it's Kojima, right? There's a track record. Like even if I don't love Death Stranding, it got out the door twice. You've got the Metal Gear series. Like you take a bet on Kojima. If especially in a scenario where it's like, yeah, it might not work out, but if it does, it's going to be big. And like maximum, they'll get 5 years of exclusivity. That's a long time because then he makes deals where the rights revert back to him after a set amount of time. So you get 5 years of this like genre changing horror game. It's like the horror games sell. Like if you nail them. If you don't nail them, they do not sell. So it's like pretty cutthroat. But PT's pretty scary. You know,
yeah.
PT's pretty scary.
I made it, not to cut you, I made a good petty. I was one of the few that had that on my PS4 before it got removed, and I was able to sell it to a homie. He's like, "Yo, you still got that?" He's a horror guy. He was like, "Oh my god, thank you. I'll give you whatever you want." So I was like,
"They just remade it in Unity, like."
And then they remade it in Unity 2 days in. But don't tell him that part. Continue.
Yeah, the screenshot looks like Backrooms. Did you guys notice that? I was like, "That's interesting." So yeah, it's cool. I don't know. I gotta wait and see what it is. I have no idea what it's. I don't know why when I hear him talk about it, I just think of like Paranormal Activity. Like that style of games, like maybe you're controlling cameras or something, or maybe it's like PT where you're walking around. I don't know.
Question: how do you feel as the horror guy? How do you feel about a mode or a system that, I don't want to say makes it accessible for people who do not like squeamishness and horror?
Don't play it.
Yeah, how do you feel about that? I was going to say, does that bother you?
My main thing is like every game does not have to be for everyone. You know, like. It's getting a little out of control. The no gore in Wolverine. Come on. Like, what are we doing? And then there was all those articles when The Last of Us 2 came out that were like, oh, there's a lot of violence in this horror game. It's like, stop, dude.
They do it too much. They do it too much.
HBO show that sucks. Like, I don't know. So yeah, I that's kind of corny. And it's like, why are you making a horror game if it can be made not scary? Is it really a horror game? You know,
I mean,
isn't that a core part of the experience? So yeah, I games aren't really scary to me. Like I played the Alien Isolation 2 demo, and they're gonna send out footage because they had cameras above it. I'm gonna be dead. They're not gonna have any footage of me.
Oh, you the deadpan guy?
Yeah,
same.
Yeah.
You guys are better than me, man. I
get stressed out by that alien, but I don't get like scared of it because, you know, it's not real.
I feel seen. Come on, Jimmy, man. Come on, man. You don't know jump scares, nothing.
Some jump scares get me. What did I just see? Obsession has a good jump scare that really got me.
Okay.
And then the sniper shot in Modern Warfare 4's extraction mode reveal, that scared the shit out of me. And that I jumped like a mile out of my chair.
There we go.
It was
There's
so
some
loud.
humanity in this soul.
It's a loud sound. It's a loud sounds that get me.
All right.
But yeah, I'm in for Kojima's horror game. It seems at least he's trying something new.
Fair enough. I gotta go to you, the ghost, Luke. Where we at? Any interest in OD when it was announced? I never got a chance to get your feeling on this one.
No, I thought it had the worst teasers ever. But I love horror and I love horror games, right? But like I'm excited because Kojima makes unique things. He has not made bad quality stuff. But like he's saying this because they greenlit his project. Like, what are you talking about?
The same thing I said. Okay.
That's exactly what he's doing. He's like, nobody understood it except for these people that gave me the money for it. It's like, all right. Cool. And if I'm Phil and Asha, like I'm looking, I'm like, okay, we get a thing that we can market as Kojima on Xbox. All right. But like, that's what's happening, right? Like, okay. That said, I'll wait and see. Death Stranding, not my jam. Loved what he did with Metal Gear, but it did get a little bit too much. And like, I don't need too much Kojima in my stuff, but I love horror and PT was dope. So like, all right, I'm very much a wait and see. No reason to doubt, but no reason to lose my mind either. And just Jimmy, shout out, because I did the exact same thing. They're filming us in that room playing Alien Isolation. I'm like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, they got you.
It's so similar to the first game. So like, if you know how to get around the alien from the first one, it works in the second one. You can kind of like, you can walk really slow behind it.
Yeah. Set the stage. Like, by the way, like we're in a basement in the dark. They give you these like high intensity headphones, and like they say to you before you go in there, "Hey, be careful."
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just like, this is playing an alien here, and like,
that pre-video was like Halloween Horror Nights, where they're like, you can't kill it, so don't even try. It's like, oh, all right,
thank you.
But
it was fun.
Not aliens. I get it.
Yeah, it was fun. And I do play DVD, and like I love Dead by Daylight, so I like when horror is celebrated. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Fair enough. Yeah. No, I'll jump in. Look, man, I'm torn because I agree that like there's a level of weirdness, but there is a level of genius or some, to some extent to what he does. My concern is the fleecing of Xbox. I must admit, like sometimes, remember, I still have not recovered from the Lale Lele Lalu stuff. So to me, he's a little deeper, the rap sometimes to me. Like, not saying the man does not make good games, and from a fidelity standpoint and from a technology standpoint, chef's kiss some of the stuff that he does. Like, he's a luminary. I'm going to be respectful. Death Stranding, I'm like, it's okay. It's not, I know for a lot of people, it has this very spiritual depth to it. It just never connected to me on that level. But I love his fearlessness. I love that he's willing to try new things. What I am excited about is, what he's talking about in terms of this new gameplay mechanic. What is it that you're just attempting to do? How are you making it where players, can now either avoid or make it less scary? Whatever that system is, I want to know what it is. And there's a part of me that does feel he's going to do something creative, specifically with cloud. I don't know why I keep feeling cloud, because I look at Death Stranding and I look at like how, you can put from a single player standpoint, the social points about, hey, this person was here, they leave you stuff. That's cool stuff. And I would love to see how he iterates on that kind of stuff, even if those systems are not in the game, just similar things. So look, I think I will give him this though. The Peel thing from Get Out is interesting. He's got him, he's really tied to the movie industry. Like this guy, in a part of me is like, he really wants to make movies.
He just wants to make movies, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if like he's in the wrong, field, but he brings that sensibility to video games, which is unique. So we'll see what's up. And obviously, Phil had greenlit this. This is one of his projects. It's cool though to see Asha, even though this was a Phil project that was signed off on, she get behind it now that she knows what it is and she's out there, really promoting. So I thought that was interesting. But yeah, Kojima, 5 year, most likely 3, 4, 5 year exclusive. And then, we'll see what happens. But I'm looking forward to see and learning more about it. So I'm glad that we get more information and hopefully they get ready, to show at the Keeleys the next time you'll roll them out. We'll see what happens. That's all I got. All right, quickly, Marathon, y'all. Announces a new PvE mode. This is interesting, something that we didn't think would happen. So in July, the mid-season update for Marathon arrives and introduces Vault Breaker. It's going to be this new PvE only raid game mode while progressing challenges deep within the Cryo archive. And for those who, if you don't play Marathon, this was their kind of like their raid experience for the extraction shooter. A lot of people play it. It's one of their magnus opus in terms of how fantastic it is. If you play Bungie games, one thing that they really aspire is the end game, right? And I thought they did a fantastic job with this mode. It's extremely difficult to get in there. It was a very high skill ceiling, but I'll jump in on this one. Look, this is something that I think had to happen. I know the hardcore PvP sweats are going to be upset to some level because they may say, oh, it's going to split the base. But the problem is when you have something that is only for the hardcore, it's hard to get anyone else in there. And the way they're doing it seems pretty cool, which like you're going through the Kyra archive, you're doing PvE modes, you bring the stuff in and stuff like that. And then, I think you don't get to extract the weapons, but you get this other currency. Oh, so I'll literally send it to you, divert to you, because I thought that concept was interesting, but I don't know if you're a Marathon player like that, Jimmy, or where you at with this.
I haven't done Cryo, but I've attempted it with Dustin, actually. I've done the map. I don't know if we've done the compiler, but it was cool. Mm-hmm. This seems like a roguelite mode, kind of, because you go in with a sponsored kit. What you loot in there, you can use in there. And then when you leave, you get like progression items, but you don't get the actual stuff you loot. So it's like building up your character to make the runs easier, it seems like. Mm-hmm. Is that what people want for Marathon? Or is it just like, this is for new people?
The fact that it's PvE, it definitely seems like they are challenging PvE. Well, it seems like they're trying to flirt that line. This is the impression I get, But again, we'll see based on the engagement if people really, gravitate towards it. But yeah, it's a good question. It's a good call out. But Ghost, in terms of you, I don't know if you play Marathon, any interest, no interest, and if no interest, there's a PvE mode excites you to jump in?
Man, I hate being like this because I know there are people that love Marathon and I do not play it. I have no interest in it. I hate that game's dead. Like it's gonna die, and I do hate that for them. Like Ralph at Skill Up had a whole rant on it on one of his recent videos, but I hate it because there's clearly quality and it's clearly made with love, and I know the people that love it, and I don't like when I like a game and it doesn't do well, right? I'm not wishing that on anybody, but I don't think this saves Marathon. I don't think it matters. Like this game was doomed when its art style showed up, and it's a shame because it's made by high quality development team. No interest on my part. Not meant to be a dig at anybody. I love Arc Raiders. I haven't played that in months, but I put 300 hours into that one. Like
I fell off of that so hard. I put so many hours into it, and then I just stopped playing for no reason. Yeah, I just like one day I was just done.
Yeah, 100%. I was like, I've done it, and I'm done.
Okay, no, this is good to hear, especially for people like you. Both of you've played Arc Raiders, was giving the extraction shooter a chance, and being honest, like you said, the people who love Marathon, we feel for them because obviously, no one wants their game to end. And me as the Destiny guy, it is interesting to see Destiny on its final legs with no updates, consistently outperforming Marathon still. Like that is an indictment. And I'm just like, man, we'll get into games I've been playing, and I just see like a lot of my clan on, and I'm just like, I wonder how the Marathon community feels as well as how Bungie feels. And I know, you're not looking to greenlit Destiny 3. We get it. As we got our hashtags. We got our petition. We did everything we could to tell Bungie and Sony we want, this instead of that, right? In terms of not that we want Marathon dead. We just like, hey, you're betting on the wrong horse, so to speak, for the long term. Like you should invest in this thing, especially with how hard live service is. You have a dedicated, ravenous base wanting a new game, and you're the live service people who are thirsty for live service success. Yeah. So it's just like, now I get it. The corporate cog in me understands. No one has 500 million or whatever the reported price. I think Jason Schreier reported that it might be to get a Destiny 3, but it's just sad that none of their pitches have been heard. And even though I think Paul Tassi put out an article that Sony is not doing anything retaliatory to them, it's just a matter of, hey, what the businesses and the climate is. So it's unfortunate. It's really sad that, Jimmy, how much I go hard for Bungie and Destiny specifically.
I mean, I played a ton of Destiny too.
Yeah.
I would take Destiny over Marathon in 2 seconds. Like I put a lot of time into Marathon. It did like absolutely nothing for me. I've played better extraction shooters and I've played better games from Bungie. So like the decision to double down and invest in that over Destiny, especially with what's going on, blows my mind. It truly just doesn't make any sense. And doesn't this seem like a prime time to look at what everyone else is doing and maybe switch engines to something like Unreal Engine 5 that's a little bit easier? You can hire more people who know what they're doing, maybe get it out a little faster, because that's like the biggest pain point for both Destinies. The engine is hard to work with. That like consistently bit them in the ass, money wise and time wise. So it's like, you ended the game, that's fine, but just do something new. It's crazy to just throw a franchise in the trash.
Yeah, no, big time. And
then people are like, oh, they might go back to it. It's like, dude, I'm 33 years old. I don't want to be 60 when Destiny's revived, dude. Like, that's insane.
No, brother, it's a crazy time. It's a crazy time. Like I said, I just hope there's some form of a reassessment. Look, all I'll say in a positive note, could you imagine if you just saw, like, we watched Next Day to Play, whatever, and you just see the PNG and the D3 logo, just the announce.
Dude, yeah, but like Sony's like at current moment, Sony's like almost borderline like actively hostile towards their fans. It's crazy. Like the way things have been going, it almost seems like fans wanting it is a more reason for them not to do it. Like they feel annoyed when they have to make a game that their fans want right now, and not just like their passion projects that they're going to spend 7 to 10 years on. And it's like, I don't know. I'd like, that'd be so great for their image right now. to be like, we're giving into the fans. We're going to make it.
But that involves
studios.
That involves talking to the fans. That's a controversial subject right now. Right. Especially, a lot of people tell me certain companies shouldn't talk, but it seems like other people want other companies. You don't got to be in binaries.
We don't got to talk like some should talk less, some should talk more. There's a happy middle ground, right?
Fair.
Like Nintendo seems to ironically have that figured out, like when to say stuff and when to not say anything. They have their finger on the pulse with that. I don't know.
Fair enough. I had to be a little messy. Yeah. It's something that the Xbox community, and I get specifically, so I just had to be funny with that.
The secrecy can bite you too. Like,
exactly.
I feel like God of War La Fey would have landed a lot better if they announced it a lot earlier and like really showed people why they should be excited for this and like talked about it as a grand vision. Like they let people know you have an end game in mind, right? For this overarching story you started in 2018, not just like, surprise, here's a new game, be excited. Like that doesn't work.
I get it. And like I said, I had this discussion with Colin on Sacred Symbols Plus, and I get it. I get people's frustration. In fairness to people who say Xbox talks too much, I get people's frustration with learning every single aspect of the business plan, right? Because then it's like, okay, if you do say something, it could bite you in the behind because, they clipped you in 4K and now it's a different directive, right? The way I look at it is, okay, you know how that goes. They catch you in 4K, like, bro, you said, you know what I'm saying? But I'm of the mindset, I don't want to empower companies not to talk because again, the example I use, we're all YouTubers and content creators, right? I don't know about you, but I get frustrated that I have no one to contact from YouTube if something happens with the monetization or my video gets flagged. Or like, if we get into the thing like, they need to shut up and don't tell you anything. Just take your money. No, I am sorry. I am never subscribing to that because at the end of the day, I'm a consumer of a product, right? Do you have to tell me every single detail of your business plan? No, but I appreciate when I have answers and clarity as to why you're doing the things you're doing. And I think that's the happy medium that sometimes I think is lost with gamers. It's just like, and again, not to dunk on PlayStation, but it's just like, if we use that same mentality, we say, shut up is the right way to go. How are people feeling about the Jim Ryan shut up era?
Not good.
Right? Exactly. 10 live service games.
I don't.
Concord, one of the biggest failures in gaming. Like, let's be real. So really, it doesn't come down to how much you talk. It's how effective your strategies are. And if you execute on said strategies, then you're going to be remembered. That's really what it comes down to. So it's just one of those things that, it's a back and forth with me in the community. They be on me. They be like, Cogsy, he's the problem. He likes what they talk. Yes, I do it. I will stand on it.
It's cool to hear that stuff. And like with Matt Ball talking to the games business, which was sweet. That was a really good interview. And then people pick out the part about ads, which if you listen to the entire conversation in context, there's no wrong way to read it. All the like picking and like nitpicking and taking these things and blowing them out of proportion, all that does is just encourage things like that not to happen anymore. So it's just like
that part.
I was living for that podcast. That was so interesting to me. And it's like, well, we're never going to get that again.
No, same. Good, Luke.
Well, no, Jimmy nails it because my big point is it's not a matter of talking too much, too little. It's who you're talking to. Like, who are you giving your voice to? Are you giving your voice to, Twitter user 5 with, a made up handle?
The blue hair with the avatar.
Like, are you
anime profile pic?
The anime profile. Right. We can't give directives to that person.
That bothers me when I see when all of us are content creators. My show, one of the pillars of my channel, my very small channel compared to you guys, but it's interviews. I love doing interviews. I want to have those conversations, right? Like, I enjoy that, right? Sometimes we get the biggest, sometimes it's the smallest, sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. But I like having those conversations. I get frustrated when I see companies talk to Twitter user A, an anime handle, and answer a question there versus going on a show that wants to have a conversation. Not even mine, but the game business is a great example. Christopher Drang knows what he's doing. He understands why he's asking the questions that he asks. I appreciate that conversation there. I want to listen to that one. I don't want to find out that, the Twitter A person got the answer.
Twitter A user. This anime user getting all the smoke today.
It's very frustrating to me because I there was a time almost where you could put out a request and get somebody on from Xbox.
That's a fact.
There was a time, and somebody ruined that. Don't know how that worked. Not my brand, not my jam. I don't care. But like
somebody ruined that.
So it did. I think I know that.
I want to hear about that. I want to hear about that later.
Jimmy want to smoke.
I didn't know that.
Oh no, that's a fact. That's a fact.
It happened.
That's a fact. What he said. We ain't gonna say who, but that's a fact.
Yeah, I'll remember.
Yes,
because there truly was a time where it's like, yo, you're gonna give time to the little guy, or listen, or talk to the fan. Like, we were at FanFest. That felt good. It did feel good that day. Like, it really did.
Be careful. That's parasocial. Be careful. They're going to get you. They're going to get you. They're going to say, you the problem, Luke. You out here fraternizing and you think Xbox is your friend. That's your problem. That's what they're going to say.
I'm a gamer that plays games, and they made it feel good to be a gamer that day. You know what I mean? And that's the way I'm going to pitch that, because, you know, I was media in 2024 and fan this time. I don't know where I stand sometimes. But I love video games, and it felt good to celebrate video games that day. You can parasocial me all day.
Games. That's what it all comes down to that. They announced a bunch of garbage, and then you were saying like, "Oh, it just felt nice." It's like then we worry, right?
Then we worry, right? So it's okay to realize they're not our friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We can appreciate this as a fan moment, and we could also be critical. I think we've all established. Okay, I just want to make sure.
Absolutely, and did I not just say rake galore about Senua?
But also, you were critical before. Oh, okay, so the issue is not that you're not bombastic enough. Yeah, that's what it is. You got to take them to task.
Maybe so. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, man. But I
hear the same stuff about Valve, so you know, like.
Yeah. Oh, wait till you get to you. I can't wait. Yep, you're always giving them a pass. You got to come down harder on them, Jimmy. That's your job, bro. I see comments.
No.
I'm being messy. I'm sorry. I'm having too much fun
about it.
with this. We're gonna get it. But I wanted to broach this subject with you because this is something that has been like a theme with a lot of content creators, and I'm seeing the discussion, going on. And to your point, Luke, I know I interrupted you in reference to, you guys talk about the drink information. What I do like, what I'll say is this: it's different from this regime versus last regime, especially with Matthew Boyd, which I've started to become a bigger fan of, is checking misinformation.
Mm-hmm.
Past Xbox would let bad narratives ride, right? And what I'm noticing, I'm seeing him even correct the Jezzes, correct the Tom Warrens, correct certain people like, hey, no, this is not what I said, or this is what I meant, And again, that kind of stops the fun and things from kind of spiraling. Even Asha, she has been outside. She has pulled up on Seamus Black. Hey, let's have a conversation. Say, hey, Short Lake, let's have a conversation.
Seamus ripped it. I had Seamus on, and he ripped into her, and then 2 weeks later, he's meeting with her, right? Like, I appreciate that. I do appreciate that.
That's cool.
And it is neat, right? Like, and we're in a unique space because we're content creators, enthusiast press, fan. I don't know what category we fall in on any given day. And I don't know what their approach is because you have to have X followers or don't have it, whatever it might be. But Christopher Dring's the right person to have a conversation with, right? I appreciated that interview. To your point, like, I want to hear those answers, and I also want them to be accessible, and I want to have that in my own space because I do think talking does help. There is an argument to be made for speak less, but it matters who you speak with, how you speak with them, checking that misinformation, and they don't need to be my friend. They need to make good games so I can enjoy good games.
As long as you're able to understand, because we worry.
100%.
The comment sections worry about this.
I want to play great games.
We're not like getting drinks with them, like
yeah.
Some parasocial very strong out here. Just be careful. I'm just trying to look out for y'all.
Look, I want to play more Halo.
Don't fall into what happened to Kyle.
I don't know. I don't have a dog in this race.
Yeah,
or a horse in this race.
I'll be a mess. It's so funny, but good points all around.
I'm just Ray's cameraman.
He said, "I'm just." He said, "That's all I'm doing here, man. I'm here so I don't get fined. I'm here so I don't get fined."
Yeah, nice. That's what I was doing at the showcase. I was telling Ray.
Hilarious. Let's move on. All right, so we got. This one kind of broke my heart, man.
Oh, this one did too. Same.
Broke my heart. Sonic Racing, Crossworlds, and my beloved Shinobi Art of Vengeance failed to meet expectations. Sega said it's currently reviewing its publishing organization, which is divided by region and will transition to a structure with a more unified global strategy as a result of, these two games kind of missing the mark. Plans to shift focus from targeted advertising more to fandom, celebrities, and influencers. Interesting. Earlier this year, Sega feels it's lagging in initiatives such as digital sales and data-driven marketing, areas in which other big Japanese game makers such as Capcom excel. And then I got some. I'm gonna be a little messy, but we gotta get to that the bad part. But there's also the good part. They did release some sales numbers as far as like the rest of their franchises, right? You see Persona 5. Oh my God, you see these numbers. Now I gotta talk my talk. I gotta be messy. Maddie's not here for my victory lap, but I'm still giving y'all victory lap. One of the running jokes on Defining Duke as far as the Yakuza series is what are the better games? Who's the better protagonist? He is Team Kiryu, clearly. But I don't know if you click this link, Jimmy and Luke. Could you tell me which Yakuza game out of the Yakuza games are selling the most? Just for the audience to know, because we gotta settle the score once and for all. That includes
is
you,
it
Don.
like a dragon?
Oh, what's the name? Is it like a? How many sales is that? 3
I don't have it open.
Okay, so about 3 million, right? I'll help you. And what's the next Yakuza game on this list? And how much is that as far as the main titles for the main Yakuza games? And if not, I'll help you. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. Wonder who the protagonist in that is. I wonder who the protagonist is. And then underneath both Yakuza Like a Dragon games with Ichiban as a protagonist is this other game. Like a Dragon, the man who rents his name. That's the Kiryu game, y'all. So again, I'm going to take my victory lap now. The people have spoken. They like turn-based Yakuza over cheap beat-em-up Yakuza. They have spoken. The numbers say what they have said. Men lie, women lie, but the numbers do not lie. I will accept all of your apologies. Maddie, when you come back, I expect a full apology and a bended knee because the people love Ichiban. My messiness is over now. We can talk about Shinobi flopping it. I just had to get it out. I've been abused. I've been abused for weeks. I had to get this all out of my system as who is the superior, what are the superior Yakuza games and the protagonist? All right, I'm messing.
So awesome.
Let's get to it. Now, as far as the Sega stuff, how are we feeling? Whoever wants to jump in this, as far as Sonic Cross World, Shinobi Art of Vengeance, Sega says fails to meet expectations.
I love Cross Worlds. I think it's the best kart racer ever made, with Mario Kart 8 closely behind. I love Cross Worlds. Really sad to see it's not doing what they want it to do, but I also wonder what expectations means. Like, that's the hard part for me. Like, we remember Square Enix was making Tomb Raider, like, oh, it didn't meet expectations. He sold like 8 million or something. Like, what's your expectation for?
It's selling at the level of like Sony games, like first party stuff, and they're like, man, you guys gave it a good shot.
Exactly.
Square's good for that too.
And then they made 3 of them.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm bummed about it. Jimmy, if maybe you have a more eloquent way. It just bums me out. I like Cross Worlds a lot.
I have never touched a Sonic game, but Shinobi Art of Vengeance is cool. I liked that game a lot. It was weird. Like, it came out right up there with Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, which is an extremely similar game. And I don't know how that sold, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I mean, what are your expectations for a 2D side-scroller Metroidvania type game? It's probably too high.
Yeah. No, I'll jump in. This is heartbreaking for me. You know, y'all know me. My whole namesake is off of Shinobi. Like that. I had grown man tears when that game was announced. When I found out the studio who was making it, Lizard Cube, I jumped for joy. Those are people that did the Streets of Rage. I mean, Ben Fakay, in my opinion, is one of the best artists in gaming. That art style is beautiful. It jumps off the page like a comic book. So it was cool to see the resurgence, and I thought that the game was fantastic. It just came down to what an awful year to release it. Not that it was anyone's fault, but like you said, Jimmy, there's Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. It also had like 3 other Ninja games. It was like the year of the Ninja that year. Right? Then, bro, Expedition 33 is a whirlwind, right? And here's the kicker, because I've had some conversations with developers who will not be named. And these indie developers, bro, when they found out that Hollow Knight was doing the shadow drop, you would have thought GTA was outside. That's how they fear, how they go, oh no, not again. Like some people were like, not again, because they couldn't plan for it. This is when Team Cherry just decided to come outside. It's not, at least with GTA, you knew what the blast radius was. So you had that. And then the other killer, sadly for my Shinobi, was actually Hades. Hades
yeah.
2K. Bro, another indie darling. So it was just smothered. It had, to me, it was just one of the most awful timings that no one could really plan for, where they had all these landmines. It comes out, and here's the sad part: the DLC is amazing. I'm playing, like, bro, they got Sega properties, they got Majima from Like a Dragon, they got Golden Axe, they got older Sega, they got Sonic's Dr. Robotnik as a boss. It's amazing stuff, and it really pains me to see it. Now, what I do find interesting is that they looking to. I want your question on this one, guys. Being that we're talking about like influencers and stuff. Sega actually saying they're switching their strategy. Like they weren't doing any of this stuff before, and now they're going to more of a global strategy where they're going to target celebrities, influencers, and more to the fandom as far as marketing promotion. How do you guys feel that? Are you with that? Are you not with that? They use Capcom as an example of like a North Star of companies that are doing it. But do I ever see Capcom doing it? You tell me, Jimmy. I mean, you're in the.
I don't know.
Like, how do you feel about that?
I don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I'm like, it's news to me.
Yeah, that's bizarre. That's a weird. Like Capcom does well on PC because their ports are good and their games are good. That's what they should focus on.
No, fair enough. Fair enough. What about you, Luke? In terms of this strategy with global strategy, targeted advertising. I mean, looks like they coming to us. How do you do this?
Like, what do they mean? Like, you weren't doing that before? Like, what are you talking about?
What were you doing?
Like,
I know that Capcom has like streams, right? Like where they get like Susie Spearhunter, I forgot her name. She does like streams at Capcom's office when they have new games, and like, yeah, do that. Is that really that crazy?
Yeah. I don't know, bro. It's interesting. But yeah. I thought that was, very interesting. We'll see how this new approach, takes them, and yeah, we go from that.
Capcom's a good North Star. We'll say that.
Yes, I will say Capcom is a great North Star. So whatever Capcom is doing, if you feel that you're not doing it, you should probably do that. I agree. They're
having like the greatest year of all time. It's like crazy.
Oh yeah, generational run. All right, let's do it quick. We knock this out. Obsidian, man, my beloved Black Rock, man. Apparently, there's some form of a class action lawsuit going against them. A systematic pattern of wage and hour violations, accused of increasing its profit by violating state wages and hour laws in this suit, failing to pay all wages in addition to wages due upon separation of employment. This part is kind of funny to me. Accused of failing to provide meal periods and rest breaks. What's going on here? Now, in fairness, Obsidian has jumped in front of the allegations. They made a statement. They denied it vehemently. They said Obsidian denies generally and specifically each and every allegation and calls for the suit to be dismissed in its entirety with prejudice. Jimmy, you've been laughing while I've been reading. How are you feeling about this class action lawsuit?
Is it like coming from one person who's just like extremely butthurt that their job didn't go that well? Dude, that response from Obsidian kind of says it all, right? Like that could nail you if there was any risk of you losing. Like they're going to be like, oh, and we'll slap an even harsher punishment on you because of how you reacted to the lawsuit, So like if they're confident enough to say with prejudice, it seems like one person's just not happy. But yeah, and like the class action suit part of it, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know anything about the law. But like question. If you had a really good case, you would not be splitting that money with anybody. Like if you thought you were going to get a big lump sum out of Obsidian, you wouldn't be doing class action. Like class action implies like everyone who ever worked there got like destroyed mentally and physically.
Yo, these lunch breaks, bro. What's going on? The grounded sweatshop.
Who's going to have a problem with Obsidian? Anyone who got fired in the last 10 years? Like, I don't know. I haven't worked in an office in a long time, but.
No, fair enough. I mean, anything you extrapolate from this Ghost, anything with a comment?
I mean, respectfully, no, because I don't know anything about being a lawyer. And respectfully, yes, indeed. But like, we've not heard about this before. Jimmy makes a good point about class action. Like, really? Like, they didn't let you go to the bathroom? Is that what you're saying? Like, did they lock the door? Or what?
They wouldn't let me go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about.
Like, hey, get this. They told me to take lunch whenever I feel like it.
I mean, you know, it's spicy in these streets, man. I mean, what do you say? You know, they cover, reimburse. They seek monetary relief for reimbursed business expenses, and yeah, I don't know. This is yeah. To your point, you know, maybe it's Okay, so the plaintiff, let's get some clarity. Let's do some professional podcast.
Yeah.
All right, so is plaintiff Victoria Turner, a QA lead who reportedly worked on the Outer Worlds 2. That was first went to court in October 2025. So yeah, maybe it's just one thing and whatever, but they try to say there's some systematic pattern here. I don't know. We'll see. But to your point, Jimmy, I thought it was very interesting. Obsidian jumped right in front of it and, you know, categorically denied it as opposed to the no comment kind of thing. So I'm not a lawyer. These are whole questions. You know, I just thought it was interesting. I was like, oh man, my Obsidian's in a lawsuit. So, you know,
it kind of came out of nowhere. And then it was just like came and went. No one was really talking about it.
Yep. So that's all I got. Just wanted to bring it to attention. And then last
join in.
Last bit of news in reference to layoffs, man. I know there's a lot going on, you know, in the industry, and obviously the next week or two is going to be pretty brutal. But yeah, we got EA now holds their third round of layoffs this year. As part of this evolution, EA, they stated that they're proposing to make changes to some roles, creating new roles, moving certain work to different teams, location, and partners. The obviously the $55 billion Saudi Arabia deal looms will result in the Saudi Public Investment Fund acquiring 93.4% of EA. However, they have also stated that EA will retain creative control of their games if the sale is completed next year. Luke, how we feeling about these layoffs? Seems to be something consistent all the time in the industry.
It's an industry standard at this point. It's just a general. I mean, I don't mean to sound dismissive. There's a massive amount of contraction in the industry for any number of reasons, not just the COVID, you know, boom that hit, but also you can bring in any other number of things with cost cutting and development cycles and such. It's one of those strange things as a pundit and content creator. It's like at a certain point, it's like, and this is par for the course. This keeps happening. Like our hearts always go out to people that have lost their jobs. Nobody wants that. I also want games faster. I also want games to be profitable. I want games that I like to play to be successful. And like, I don't know where all of this stands in here. And I don't know what's happening with EA in general, as far as the Saudi deal. And there's so many variables that once it happens and it's confirmed, it's easier to talk about.
Yeah.
I just don't have enough to say that is of substance beyond, sorry, people losing their jobs, don't want that, still want games, want them fast, want them well. I don't.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
No, that's fair. Any input on the EA? Any dog in the fight, Jimmy?
That's exactly how I feel. Like, feel bad, but like, you know, business got a business, I guess.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get some games out.
Yeah, same. And my main thing is I'm on the side of creative, you know, control and integrity. As long as the teams get to do what they want to do, you know, again, not popular, but, you know, I'm always of the mindset of live to fight another day, you know, but again, who you lay in bed with, you're going to now have to deal with the repercussions of who you now sleep with, who's your new partner or whatever it is. And that's what we have to see with the Saudi Arabia thing from a creative standpoint. That's probably my own concern. The same thing I would say with anyone who, falls under the umbrella of Tencent or falls under the umbrella or whatever. You make these deals, but are you able to retain your creative control and make the kind of games you want to make? That's all I care about, that you also get a chance to live the fight the other day. However, I have to be, because I get called Lord Acquisition, I just want the gaming industry, the people who cover it, to be. I get like, they call. I've made myself, so it's not like I've been. It just as a fun term because people are like, you champion the APK, and look at you, you're the reason. Okay, dude, fine.
Yes, you're the reason, Cog.
I'm the reason. They listen to
your
me.
fault.
Just you.
Phil called me and said, Cog, are we doing the deal? What's up?
That's
I said,
right.
yo, bro, hit the button, bro. Hit it. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? But
Tell Satya,
exactly. Like, I'm responsible directly, right?
Yeah.
So, because I championed it, I cheered it on. But the thing is, what I want people to be fair and balanced in terms of, we see, what's that camera like, acquisitions happens every day, B. Like, this is, we're seeing it. Like, EA is acquired, right? I just want the same energy and concerns that we had for one company to go across the industry, because this is what we see. When we look at even the names of companies, Bandai Namco, Square Enix, right? These are mergers, acquisitions. These things happen. That's what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know what it is. I'm not the biggest EA guy like that. I did like the new Madden 26. So I didn't get a chance to cover that. I thought that was actually a huge jump up. And I did like the fact that college football is back. It's doing really well for them. We'll see about the other franchise, because last point I'll say is that, remember our boy Abubakar, who did
Abubakar
EA original,
yep.
right? I love programs like that when they had these EA original, and you see, and also our homie Joseph Ferris, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah.
Or is he gonna be like, he's making some of the best cooperative experiences in gaming? Like, does that take away from those type of projects? Is it only going to be Madden, you know what I'm saying? That type of, college football, FIFA, like, that's all I want. Just the soul, right? I think it's fair to say that. So that's all it is. I just thought this was interesting. And yeah, here we are. But that's all I got on that one. All right, real quick. Something new Maddie introduced, and I do want to keep the tradition going. This game releases in June of 2026. This is not all of them. This is just some, kind of picked from a list. And, if there's any that you don't see here that you're interested in, please mention. But some of the ones that we highlighting are Avatar Legends fighting game coming out July 3rd.
The AI in this game.
Oh, yeah?
Brutal.
Really?
I was,
okay.
When I was being Ray's cameraman, he did a gameplay session with us at Summer Game Fest, and he was getting destroyed by like the normal. I mean, it was relentless. It was coming after him. He'd like back up across the screen. This like AI, whatever character it was like booking it to just whip him. It was so funny. And then the guy who's like working on the game's like, can I give you some tips? And like, I watched him play. He was holding his own, but it was a battle. It was a battle. So like AI in this game is ruthless.
Wow.
But it looked cool. It looked really cool. It was just like I was cracking up.
That's hilarious.
So funny.
That's a good call out. Yeah, I actually covered it at you got the more later preview of it. I covered it at GDC, and I interviewed the devs. It looked phenomenal. It had one of the biggest crowds around it. Obviously, I'm not a big anime guy, but the anime community are for this game. Like, they are all the way in. So yeah, salute to them on that. We got Flight Simulator 2024. They coming out with an update. Moonlight Peaks, like a little interesting game. Doom: The Dark Age Revelations DLC. I don't know if y'all saw that trailer. Elder Scrolls Online, Return of the Thieves Guild. Got a chance to cover that at Summer Games Fest. Thought that was interesting. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. Power World 1.0, finally. Nintendo lawsuits be damned. They're outside.
Is that game? I've never played it, but I just remember that like the whole like thing was that you could shoot the Pokemon. Is that still a mechanic?
Bro, it is hilarious the things you can do in that game. It had a worker for you. It is kind of funny. It is. I must admit, it's one of the most hilarious. I did have a little fun trying to play that game. Now, this one for me, I'm a big Ultras fan. The last variable DLC coming out, and yeah, that should be this month, next month. I'm super excited for that. Moss: The Forgotten Relic, and obviously the big one that a lot of people, especially the Realm of the Dukes, excited for is Halo Campaign Evolve. Any of these games interesting for you guys this in what you call it in June, September, July? And as far as any game maybe that's not on the list that you guys are hyped for in July.
Jimmy, go ahead, bud.
I gotta play Doom, the Dark Ages. I don't know how I missed that game last year. There must have been something crazy out. Yeah, it's like one of my favorite franchises. I missed it. So I bought it. I own it on Steam. I'm gonna give it a shot, and then I will play that DLC. And I love Assassin's Creed 4. I have the platinum trophy in it.
Ooh, flex.
So on PC, I will get the 100% achievements on Steam, I guess, and resigged. And then I heard the Ultras was really good. I bought it. I haven't touched it, but friend of the show, Jake Baldino, he really liked it.
Oh, see, Jake
loved it.
Bro, gotta play that game. It's very unique. It's very good, though.
And then Halo, of course. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for Halo. Dude, they said it's optimized for Steam Deck, right? And it's in a trailer. But like they put out the requirements yesterday, and they are hefty. So we shall see. But Unreal Engine, just gonna say it, has been really good lately. Like really good optimization. So fingers crossed. Nice. Not that I would play, this beautifully reimagined game on the Steam Deck first. That would be a second playthrough thing, but it would be nice.
Yeah. Fair enough. The Ghost. Any July games? I said June before. July games coming up. Yeah.
Halo and Assassin's Creed and Doom are my like pillar ones. I'm so excited for those. Like Doom, obviously, very close to my heart. Halo, very close to my heart. So stoked for those. Again, I was not high on Halo, and then I got a little choked up when I saw that and then played. I was like, ooh, okay, all right, I'm good. And then shout out, I championed this when we were at Play Days. Impulse.
Oh,
today.
Yes.
Impulse.
Bro, I want to thank you for that.
Yeah, it's up now. It's doing the thing where like if you get it early, you get $5 off or whatever. So I gave them that money. Like they offered me a code, and I said I want to support this project because I love Titanfall, I love Halo, and I want to see this dev succeed. I think game development's hard, and missteps can hurt. And there was a lot of looking back at that and hard answers. Because I told you this, I asked that dev some hard questions in my interviews with him first time. Because I had him on after the Splitgate stuff.
What's his name? He's
Ian
so
Proul.
Cool. Ian Proul. Yes. Good call.
I had him on, and like I said,
you had him on during the hype or Splitgate hype?
Maybe a few months after. After,
gotcha.
Like after
wow, when it was hot.
I said,
wow.
I'm gonna ask you about it. Are you okay with that? He's like, yes. And so he came on. He took that question and took several questions about it intensely, and then then we got to move on. And since then, I got to see him at Play Days, play Impulse, and it was like, I like what's happening here, and so I'm into and happy to support that. I gave them my hard-earned teacher dollars, right? Like I don't have many. I said, okay, you're getting it.
Get on board with everybody. We got them. You know what I'm saying?
I'll make sure. So I want to point people to that game to check it out. Like if you like Titanfall and that movement, I appreciated it. I enjoyed it. So that's out now, and that's one that I wanted to just send some love to there. The Star Fox is tomorrow. I know we're on the Duke's channel.
Yes,
but I'm excited to see Star Fox come back.
Yes.
So I'm going to be snagging that when that comes out. But yeah, Halo, Doom. Oof.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. No, well said. Well said. Not much too much to add with that. It's same for me. Halo, the Altars for sure. Good shout out for the Impulse. I did like what I played. Got a chance to interview him as well, and you could tell like this man has been through some things. and I said, look, bro, it's okay. I played this game. This feels phenomenal. The movement is spectacular. You got the wall running. You got the grappling hook. You even got a little bit of Splatoon stuff going on.
Yeah,
really cool
the
stuff.
Grenades.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like with the effects and man. So I
played the demo during Next Fest, and it was fun.
Yeah, it's fun. We'll see what the legs will be, but I just from a core gameplay standpoint, that was fine. And I want to give a shout out, some love to Elder Scrolls Online. I'm a big, obviously, mainline Elder Scrolls guy. but I love factions, and Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood are two of my favorite factions of all time. The fact that Thieves Guild is back and they're really doing it right, they're doing service. I really enjoyed, my time with that. So yeah, looking forward to that. Those will probably be the ones for me. So just wanted to shout out the game releases and, give some love to some titles coming up to get people excited for.
You also interviewed the ESO guys, right?
Yeah.
Those guys were hot. They were tired, and they were the best sports.
They were the best.
They were the best sports.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool.
100% agree. All right, we can get into what we're playing, you know what I'm saying, as far as what games you going in and stuff like that. But what we want to start. Let's start with you, Jimmy. What you been playing? I see your list there.
Okay, so I've not played a lot of games over the past couple of weeks because I am slammed right now. I've just been working sun up to sundown, but I got a little time in with Lords of the Fallen. I want to get a playthrough done. I love this game, but I want to get a playthrough done before the sequel. Then they delayed the sequel to next year, which I think was smart because, it's crowded and it's cool. Like, they've done so much work on it. It's so much better than it was. It runs well now. It's just a really good game that rewards exploration, and it has this cool mechanic where you have this lantern that, like, you hold it up with L, and then there's two maps rendered on top of each other. So you use it for like traversal and puzzle solving. This game's like $5 all the time. So if you're into Souls-likes and you like that like dark fantasy aesthetic, like Diablo kind of, recommend it. And then I have like 4 achievements left in Control. And then after seeing all the trailers for Control Resonant, I was like, I got to go back and clean those up. So I've been playing Control, one of my favorite games. So that's it. Usually I have a lot more games, but I haven't had a lot of time.
You're muted.
Sorry, I'm muted. Yeah, I know about that life. No, for sure. Yeah. Like, I get it. Like, man, not enough time in so many games. But what about you, Ghost, in terms of, what you've been playing? I see some interesting names there. Yeah.
Okay, so I just finished the most brutal semester of grad school I've ever, like, of school in general, right? It was the worst. So, like, I was doing homework at Summer Game Fest on the plane.
Oh, man.
It was awful. And, right, like, a condensed timeline, literature courses overlapping. It was just rough. So I say that because I needed happy games. Like, I couldn't do intense stuff. So I was like, you know what? I had saved up all this money for a Steam Deck. Turns out I didn't save enough for half of one.
We will discuss.
So I snagged a Switch 2 because I hadn't touched a Nintendo since 2020 or so. So I've been like going back and playing Mario Odyssey. That's been really fun. Checking out like some of the older stuff. I'm excited for Star Fox. I just needed like lighter games, I guess you would say. But the semester finished. I finished all my work on Sunday and I started 007 First Light. Yo.
Bro, talk about that opening.
Man,
good.
It's so good. It's so good. I just want to give IO every flower I can because I love Hitman. And I love IO in general. First Light is just amazing. And so I'm here for it. I'm so glad I started that game. I'm several hours in and I'm loving it. Cog's frozen on my screen. I don't know if he's frozen for you, Jimmy.
He is frozen.
I
was just texting him.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to vamp then.
Oh, he had a power outage.
Oh, well, then I'm going to keep going while he figures that out.
Yeah, keep going.
All right. So I will tell you about 007. The big thing that I really enjoy about it is that it's not just one gameplay type. Like you're doing a shooter and then you're doing Arkham Melee and Arkham Sneaking. And then you're blending in with the crowd like Hitman. And you've got all these little objectives. And the flow is just
and
really,
it keeps getting better level to level to level. It's like they one up every level after the next one. It was so I blew through that game in like 2 days, 3 days. Yeah.
I'm loving it. I've got like all these outfits. I'm a big Bond fan, right?
Me too.
So I'm just loving it. And there's these little nods to different times and different suits and stuff, which is neat. But this game is just amazing. I'm surprised more people don't talk about it.
Yeah, it's weird because like it apparently was selling well, like we saw that, and then everyone did their videos and then they moved right on. But like this game was excellent. Resident Evil is my all-time favorite franchise, and this one's like right there with 9 as game of the year for me because it's just like I didn't expect it to be this good. After seeing the previews too, how poorly it was running, I was happy to see that It ran excellently, like right out of the box. It has the only day one patch in history that actually worked.
Mhm.
So yeah, I hope they get to do a sequel because like they've got the perfect James Bond. They leave the story in a good place. My one note, have you beaten it?
Not yet.
Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's an extremely minor gripe. Extremely minor, like stupid. So yeah, I thought this game was so good.
It's on my game of the year list right now. Like I haven't finished it yet, so like we'll it remains to be seen. But Requiem is the other game that's on that list. So it sounds like we're in line, and I've got a lot to look forward to, which makes me happy. I did worry when the comments came up about like, no, if we were making a sequel, we would give it to an Amazon studio.
That was weird.
That was weird, right?
Yeah, and then it came out, they like kind of walked it back and they were like, we just meant we would publish it. The game's doing great. Everyone chill out. And I was like, okay, good. Because that would be nuts. Like let them get it started and then try to follow it up. That'd be so weird.
Yeah, fully agree. Because it's just a great video game. Like the acting, the art, the combat, the stuff. It just everything about it just comes together so well. And it almost shouldn't work as well as it does, but it just does. And so how
does it run on Series X?
Amazing. I've had no issues. I've had no issues whatsoever. Very smooth. It makes me games like this. Like I think about this with Hitman also. Like I want to play this on my Steam Deck, but I don't think I would appreciate a lot of it as much. I love my Steam Deck. It's my favorite piece of hardware ever. Yeah,
I usually save second playthroughs for Steam Deck.
I think that's where it should be at. I think that's really where it should be at because I think that's where my second playthrough is going to be. I'm going to snag it there. It's just a great game, man.
All right, we are back. Had a little technical issue, but we have survived. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the power companies here. But as far as what we're playing,
shout out to the power companies.
Shout out to the power companies, man. They got me back up and running because I was hoping
big listenership with the power company.
huge. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, as far as what I would play, it's been very short, man. It's been like you guys alluded to. I've just been traveling, SGF content. I've been in the content bubble, and I'm actually playing an NDA game that I can't talk about yet that I am super excited to
put it in
about.
The chat.
Break the NDA.
Just so I got it up.
Just so you know. The Fred DA later.
I was going to screenshot it and tweet it out.
Tweet it and yo, this is what he doing.
Rhymes with PTA 6.
Oh, man.
It's the Bluey game. Be honest.
Listen, man. Shout out to Barbie who gave me that code. You know what I'm saying? They go head to head with GTA. Did you see that? Barbie's going head to head with GTA. Oh, I love it.
Shout out to Barbie.
Shout out to Barbie. Fearless. That's what we need to see more from the industry. But now for me, I'm simple, man. Like I'm just living my best life, Jimmy. This Destiny final update, I cannot get enough. It is so damn good. They got
Are you Team Aztec Ross?
In terms of we want hashtag we want Destiny 3 or like he's like going after. Well, yeah, I'm definitely hashtag.
I guess going after it pretty hard.
I ain't going at like Cross is taking it to the next level. He's like, we're gonna storm the Capitol and Sony. Like I'm not there.
From the outside, it's pretty funny.
It's funny though, but yeah, shout out to him. Look, he's so passionate, and what it is, it's such a beautiful thing to see the community come together, even from the voice actors, from the developers. Like they absolutely poured their heart out on every aspect of the game that went untouched, has some form of new content, story, reprisal, and then it's almost paralysis by analysis on what to do next. It's like when you start in, and the thing for me, I'm a build craft guy. And the worst thing they ever did after not playing Destiny a long while is have that shooting range and have those testing facilities. And the builds, bro, I'm going crazy with the builds.
Cool.
So yeah, shout out to my Stasis Warlocks out there. We're cooking right now. Shout out to my Strand Warlocks. We're eating. Like there's and all the weapons, the synergies. And the last thing I'll say is from a story standpoint, the lore standpoint, they're leaving some very interesting threads that you could see they're setting up, were setting up for a potential future. So I think I'll put it this way, they've left themselves enough narrative room that if they're able to be greenlit, something special can happen. And gotta shout out the most funnest thing that I'm doing, and I'm not ashamed to say it. Sparrow Racing League, it's fired, it's back. Sparrow Racing League. I ain't gonna say we come up from Mario Kart. I ain't gonna say we coming for Sonic Racing, but Sparrow Racing League is fine. I am living my best life.
Cool.
And they added new maps. They got them on some of the planet. It's difficult, but it's fun, man. I will admit, it is so much fun, especially if you use the hoverboards now. They got the regular people in Sparrow. They got the people doing the hoverboards. Yo, it's fire. So yeah, living my best life, still going on with that. I will get back to regular gaming probably, next week and stuff. But I'm, just kind of, this is my comfort food time. I'm still in that zone. And also, I forgot to mention, I am still playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I am still playing that.
On Xbox?
Yeah, because I got to support. I complained for all these years, Square's being shiesty.
It's pretty good. There's a worse game worse games to have to put your money where your mouth is on,
Yeah, no, for sure. And I will say the only thing is I'm annoyed with the chocobos right now. I'm annoyed.
Yeah.
Why I got to sneak up on chocobos to get into a region. I'm a little annoyed with that. Other than that, I'll talk to Brad about that part. But I'm having fun, man. It's so cool. And they do have a slight catch-up mechanic for people, or I think they make you a higher level or something like that if you want to kind of get in there, if you want to get ready for Revelation. So I thought that was pretty dope. But yeah, that's pretty much it as far as what I've been playing. But we're here. Jimmy, we're here for now. It's the main event. Steam Machine, bro. This is what we do. We got to get deck ready, man. This is the big one, man. Wow. Setting the internet ablaze. We've got the sticker price. And we want to talk about it. We want to talk about that. Obviously, Project Helix is back on it in reference from the Xbox side. So just really quickly, you know what I'm saying? I want to just get the logistics. Obviously, if you've been listening to Deck Ready, Jimmy has put out all of this stuff in an amazing video.
There's tons of videos out this week.
Yes.
And we'll have the 2-host video with Ray back. We brought that back. People are loving it. It was just shocking. It's funny. We did it on PS Ready and Xbox Ready before, which I didn't realize I switched it to Deck Ready. But Ray fits in really good on Deck Ready because of this Xbox mode and Project Helix stuff. So it's all coming together.
Bro.
But yeah, I mean, I knew the price was going to be high. I was hoping they would get in at $800. If you price it out, people are going through the 12 stages of grief or whatever, where they're like, I can build a small form factor PC for the same price that's more powerful. Then they immediately hit a wall and realize you actually can't. You can build a bigger PC, like a normal size PC for the same price, if not a little bit of less money. But that small form factor really just makes PC building expensive. I don't know why. I think it comes down to needing a single fan in the GPU. Apparently that's arcane magic, and they're hard to find and hard to get. But when you go smaller, it makes them more money. So the weirdest thing that happened with this is with the Steam Deck raising the price, I was like, yeah, I get it. That sucks. I mean, everyone who wanted one probably has one. It's 4.5 years old. It sucks, but it's a good time to move on. The people who really want to pay for it will pay for it. Then they can work on Steam Deck too. People lost their minds. They were in the streets rioting over that. They were pissed. And I was like, that's surprising. And then this thing, I thought people were going to have absolute meltdowns over, but in the fandom or the people who kind of get it, everyone's like, yeah, this sucks. I'm going to buy it. It's just that's the reaction I've seen. So it's really surprising to me. But it's just funny because back when the Steam Deck came out, even though it was dramatically cheaper than this, the exact same thing happened. You had a lot of people on the outside yelling, why do you want this even though it's underpowered? And people were like, because Valve made it, because it looks cool, because it has SteamOS. That's what's happening again. So it's either you kind of get it, you're in tune with it, you don't mind paying a little bit more right now because it's probably the cheapest it's ever going to be, or you are just not into it because it's too expensive. And that's fine because SteamOS is out. You could just install it on any AMD computer, even with an Intel chip. So everyone's kind of winning because Valve is also working directly with NVIDIA to support that. So whichever kind of camp you come down in, it's too expensive for me, great. You can build your own Steam machine. It is cool. It's a little expensive, but I have the money. It seems like you're going to get a decent box that's going to have a cool SteamOS feature. I gotta say, the testing I don't know how much time a lot of these people had with it. If you want to see it in the most realistic light, watch Digital Foundry and ETA Prime. They killed it.
Oh, I like ETA Prime. I watch this content.
Great job. Like even with games like Forza Horizon 6, Linus, I don't know what he did to his Steam machine to get the performance he got. I got to say it, that was pretty bad. Just overall, just like the whole thing felt rushed and just flying through it. ETA Prime did a great job, but it killed me inside to see Forza be the game that everyone went to, because that game since launch has been busted on Linux. It has major specific Linux issues where it slows down and speeds up, and you can see it in all these people's footage, like the issue happening. I tried to get it fixed. I made a video where I showed it running on the Ally X on SteamOS, the Steam Deck, and my custom SteamOS PC. And I was like narrating it. I made these guys a beautiful video where I narrated it. I'm like, see, this is what's happening. Here's the frame times. It's not utilizing my GPU correctly. Blah, blah, blah. I'm using these ProTime versions. I got a little bit of reassurance that they were looking into it, and it still hasn't been patched. So that is the worst possible game to test anything on Linux-wise right now.
Not a good baseline is what you say. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I wish it was cheaper, but I'm still excited for it. I signed up for all 4 because Valve does not send me anything. They don't talk to me. It's so weird. Like, I've emailed them, and the last email I sent was when the Steam controller came out. I said, look, if you don't answer, I'm going to take the hint, take the L. But obviously, I work hard at this. I don't feel like I deserve it or anything. I'm not being like that. It would just make my life a lot easier and a lot less stressful if I didn't have to jump in line with everyone else. Like, I would still buy one in addition to the one I got to review. But, I'm going to have to jump in with everyone else. So I signed up for all 4. I hope I get the 2 terabyte without controller, because I have 2 controllers already and I'd like to save a little bit of money. But just with my luck, I know I'm going to get the reservation first for the 2 terabyte with controller. With the controller, $1,500 and have 3 of these things. When realistically I only need 1.
Now, question, let's say I won, could I give my thing and be like, yo, buy it on my behalf, or are dudes doing that? Is it like a raffle? How's it working out in these streets?
So the raffle system is interesting. So I don't know if this episode will come out after the cutoff, but before June 25th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, you go on the website. There's 512 without controller, 512 with controller, 2 terabyte without, 2 terabyte with. And you can select as many as you'd like to buy, but you can only buy 1. So it's when that cutoff happens, it gets randomized. They shuffle up all the names, and then they're just literally drawing out of a hat starting Monday. In whatever order yours comes up, you get an email that's like, hey, your name came up for whichever one you picked, or one of the 4 you picked. You can order it. You've got 72 hours to order it. If you don't want it, you're back of the line. You're back of the bus. So that's a better system than what they had for the Steam controller, which is them going in and being like, we've got more than enough. We're going to be fine. We all saw how that went. So it's good to have more demand than you have supply, I guess. But
fair enough. Before I let Luke get in on this, I did want to kind of set the stage for the, obviously the realm of the Dukes who are just tuning in if you've been living under a rock and haven't been paying attention to what actually happened. So yeah, obviously they launched the price. The 512 machine, as Jimmy said, $1,049 US. Bundle Steam machine with the controller is $1,128 US. Steam machine 2 terabyte, $1,349, and then the Steam machine 2 terabyte bundle with Steam controller is $1,428. Comes with the additional faceplates. Now, about the RAM-pocalypse, we got to talk about it real quickly. Valve,
dude, get ready.
Woo! They said some real stuff, bro. Yeah, they said some real stuff. They said PC hardware prices primarily tend to get cheaper over time as new technology arrives. Over the past year, that has changed quickly and significantly, most visibly for RAM and storage components. The overall effect is that our original goal for the price of the Steam machine is no longer viable. So the prices we're sharing today reflect the state of the world for manufacturing, and more accurately reflects the price of the components as we've secured them over the past 6 months. Price wasn't the only thing impacted by all of this. Availability was as well. There were periods where we found we couldn't source some of our components at all at any price. More than anything else, this has impacted the number of units we've been able to produce for launch. So we got that. And then obviously the elephant in the room in relationship to Defining Duke Luke, which I wanted to ask you in terms of now that we got the pricing, now that Valve has been in front of why things have been so difficult and the crisis that we're in. A lot of people are now worried, rightfully so or not, about Project Helix. How does that kind of factor in? So, what's your thoughts on the Steam Machine first, and Valve in the RAM-pocalypse?
So, I really wanted a Steam Machine. I really did. Like, I love my Steam Deck. That is my favorite piece of hardware in gaming ever. Like, I just love my Steam Deck. And that's genuinely how I learned about Jimmy's content, was just searching for more, Steam Deck stuff, because I really love it. Let me tell you a sad story of a naive Luke. I sold my PlayStation and my Series S and my Switch. And I was like, I'm going to get one. And I put all my money in my Valve, and it's like, oh, that's not enough.
It wasn't enough.
It was.
So how much did you collect?
So I have, I think, 300 in my Valve account right now. I had more, but I bought some games. And then I had a couple $100 in cash that I ended up buying a Switch 2 with. But I was really sad. Let's just put it. I planned for like the 700 category.
Oh, right? You was in that pocket. Like, all right, 7.
I was like 7, and I was like, I can go to 9. No, I can't go to 9. No.
Damn.
But like, here's the reality of it. That's okay, right? Valve is very transparent about it. It was, when I did this, when I was making these choices, this was not the financial realm. Like, $1,000 makes sense, all things considered. Now, the benefit, to me, the draw, because I am not a tech person, I'm not the build my own PC person, and that's who Valve was talking to. They're saying, hey, this is a box ready, small form factor for the console people. Enjoy your library.
Sexy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what I wanted this year. And it's like, now, like, okay, if Helix is what we know Helix to be at the moment, right? Because things are changing, right? Then $1,000 Steam Machine, what does that mean for Helix? A $2,000 Helix, right? Does the vision of Helix even match anymore because of these component issues, because of the way that Sony's retracting its PC presence? Does it make sense to have that same? I don't know. I truly don't. But I was sad to see this happen, because the Steam Machine represented an end to PC gaming for people like myself who don't want to build it, right? And Helix may still do that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the interesting thing to watch now going forward is, do these first party manufacturers or console makers, whatever you want to put it as, do they make use more of like ROG? And they say like, no, that's the Xbox handheld now.
Or, like the OEM. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Is that the way they go about it? Is that how they try to tackle it? Do they try to optimize in such a way that, remember a few months back, like Google fixed its algorithm to 6 times more efficient? Or is that the way they go? I speak about this from ignorance, willful ignorance, mind you. I want to be the console guy. I enjoyed the console realm. I could go learn this. I rely on people like Jimmy to talk to me about this stuff.
Yeah, we need Jimmy for that.
Truly, like that's the type of customer I plan to be. How much should we prep for a Helix? How much should I be saved? Like, how much should anybody? And do we need to right away? Because they're gonna cross-gen it. Yeah. And I don't know. They didn't send me a Steam Machine either, Jimmy. Don't worry.
Just so you know.
Did they actually answered you?
Yeah.
Oh, you got an answer.
That's a big improvement over what I get, which is nothing.
How do you treat my mans like this? What's going on?
Not that I deserve one either. To be clear.
No, you're good.
No, not deserved. It just makes it easier. Yeah, but the problem I've learned that Project Helix is going to run into is due to the way that Microsoft buys RAM, which is just in time. So when Microsoft is getting their order together for Series X's, we'll say, they don't like make the contracts a year in advance and say, we're going to make this many Series X's over the next year. They say, we need an order now. We're going to go to our factories. We're going to order it. So hopefully with Asha, she's like aware of that and is starting to get contracts in place early, because that could help. Another thing is Xbox is able and forced to source a lot more RAM than Valve. Like, I know there's a lot of console people out there who really wanted Valve to come in and show, Sony and Nintendo and Microsoft how it's done. That was never the goal. They're not equipped for that. that like that would be cool. They might eventually get there, right? Like with the Steam Deck 2 and the Steam Machine 2, they've got all this learning they can put into it. But for right now, they just wanted to make what you said, which is like a solid entry point. And unfortunately, where prices are, it still is the entry point. Like the entry level for a PC is $1,000, which is crazy. So it's like a really crappy situation. But yeah, I'm not. It's not Valve's fault. The timing just kind of like screwed them, and they are doing the best they can. But you can simultaneously be like, that sucks, right?
Yeah,
like,
for sure. Yes. For sure. No, what good call out. I guess to follow with you, Jimmy, you know, in reference to, you said in your communities, right? You're the PC. Don't laugh. We call you the PC, the tweakers and the twerkers of drivers. Like you're the guy I go to be like, yo, hi, what's the optimal settings? What are we doing? And then obviously from a Steam OS standpoint, you're so well versed in it. So I guess like, how's the Steam community taking? Because I feel like the console community, we're going to get to these writers. They're like, bro, what the hell? But has the Steam community been like, you know what? You know, we don't like it, but we're accepting. This is just what it is.
That's pretty much, at least on my channel.
On your channel. Right? Has there been any negative thing where people like, yo,
I mean, there's people who are like, I knew it was going to fail. And it's like, chill out. Like they could sell one of these things and it's a success because their whole business is not hinged on having 20 or 100 million of these things out there, right? Like unlike Sony and Microsoft who need the hardware out there. Like Valve explained this, like why they didn't subsidize it is because if you subsidize the hardware, you've got to make sacrifices like having online subscriptions, so paying for internet twice, or like making sure your games are exclusive, like maybe locking it down from accessing the Epic store because they want to make sure you're buying your games through Steam. And they were like, we would have had to do that. We don't want to do that. We want to keep PC open. So it seems like they're just about breaking even on it, which like, and there's people out there being like, I don't know why they're not just taking a $300 loss for me. And it's like, if you compound that, like selling it for $250 less than you make it, and you sell 1 million of them, that equals out to like losing $250 million. So it compounds pretty quickly. And then the people are like, why didn't they delay it? If they want to make sure they can make more in the future, you can't just sit on the ones you already have. You have to keep them in production, even if it is slower than what you initially wanted. So like the Sony and Microsoft are going to run into the exact same issue. If they already have the chips and the parts in production, which it seems like they do, they can release them slower, but they have to release in a timely manner because AMD's got plenty of other customers who would want the chip manufacturing slots freed up that they're going to go to because they got to make money as well. So what does make sense is keeping things cross-gen, which ultimately helps the Steam machine because it's about the same power level as the PS5. So yeah,
well said. And you helped explain, you know, a lot of people have the confusion, even myself, as far as the subsidies, right? It's like, you know, you explain like, hey man, like, yo, this is not subsidized. So there's a part of me that's like, well, it gives me a little hope as far as like, if obviously the console manufacturers of PlayStation and Xbox take the different approach as far as doing subsidies, but then again, it's going to be a most likely newer, more expensive, more powerful components, which still could raise, you know, the floor up as well.
Based on the specs that they have, it's going to be sick. Like what is leaked, so like take it with a grain of salt, but it's essentially the SteamOS PC I built. It's supposed to be like a supercharged 9070 XT with a great CPU, 4K with upscaling. A little dicey at 60 FPS. Like you might be able to do it with some stuff, you might not with others, but like it can run native 1440p any game I throw at it at high and ultra settings all day long without upscaling. So if it's stronger than that, which it's supposed to be, it's going to be pretty solid. But that's also going to be expensive.
It's going to be expensive.
I built this PC last year before all this happened, and it came out to like $1,600, $1,700. Now, if I built it, it'd be like $2,700. It's like $1,000 jump, which is crazy.
Now you mentioned, you know, we got to circle back with Asha in terms of you mentioned the contracts and trying to have a path where she's been very animate in all her public speaking about consoles are too expensive. We're dealing with the RAM crash. She's literally reiterating some of the stuff that, you know, Valve is actually saying now, just like the challenges that they're facing. So like, I guess in the RAM-pocalypse, is there any hope, you know, that contracts and things of that nature will significantly help reduce price? Or this is still minor. And we're even seeing things where like you've got option A, no controller, you're doing different, storage options and tiers and stuff like that to try to play around with it.
Can like Microsoft do that? Like Valve can do that, right? Because they're like, it's small. It's the biggest the Steam machine will be is still extremely niche compared to the smallest Xbox would be with hardware, right? Like Xbox has a brand and image to worry about. So they can't be like selling you 3/4 of a console, right? Because it's supposed to be something that like my dad could go buy at Best Buy. And then the guy's explaining like, well, you've got storage options. You can do like, it shouldn't be like buying a car, So that's what I think they're going to run into. But that Affirm system, the Xbox All Access, that seems interesting.
That seems interesting.
It scares me because like I wouldn't recommend going into thousands of dollars of debt.
Are you implying the kids should get their Affirm and the little loan programs
at like 20% interest? Like, no, probably not.
Not fiscally responsible to be doing.
But I want there to be a way for people to get hardware because I am extremely anti cloud streaming. I'm just not about it. I don't want that to be the default. People get freaked out about not having physical games. I get freaked out about like them just like deleting it, like what Destiny did, where they just took out half the game. Like that just becomes so much easier if the connection point is their server running the game and you're just logging in over the cloud. So I want there to be a good solution. It's just like, I don't know what it is. And it seems like Valve doesn't either. They said that like when you call a RAM company, you go, I'd like to buy this RAM. And they go, okay, we'll call you back. And then when they call you back, they're like, here's the RAM, here's the price. And if you say no, they just ghost you forever.
Bro, it was like a mob situation the way they explained it. I was like, damn, that's a strong arm right there.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. And then you look at the way this gen shook out with how many consoles Sony sold. We know Sony likes to play dirty. Do you think like they could like kind of screw Microsoft and make sure they get, because they're going to be using very similar parts, and they could say we're willing to overpay for the RAM to make Microsoft can't have it. So like that could happen.
And sometimes the victor, goes as spoiled as far as, brand popularity, user base. I mean, I don't know if that stuff factors into this kind of stuff, but I'm just assuming on that point. But no, it's a good point. I do want to get a couple of writers before, because people are very passionate about this one. Yeah, this was the most writers that I had to pick just a few. So shout out to Arcade with 28 Lord Sonic. Hello, overpriced Dukes. I have to just say it. The price of the Steam machine made me spit out my coffee when I read that eye-watering price. If that is over $1,000, surely the Helix and PS6 will actually, stronger specs will cost so much more. And if pricing for game boxes is over $1,000, no way will people like myself and others be able to engage with the next generation. How will you both adapt to the industry sadly shifting to the country club territory price? Using my bars. I gave him that. He know about that. And so I coined that term, country club gaming.
I like that.
And is there a solution in sight for this problem? Have a guess I'm eating ice soup for the next 2 months kind of day.
Damn.
Bro, how we feeling, Ghost, man? How we feeling about our prospects for the next gen?
I've never been a part of a country club or invited to one or in a tax bracket that allows for one. So I'll be cross-genning. I mean, real talk, like if anyone listening wants to be in at launch on Helix, you're saving now. If money's an issue, that's just, if that's part of something that you have to budget for, then you should be saving now. That's just where it is, what it is. I think Colin often says this, that gaming's a luxury hobby, right? Like it is. We were spoiled for a good long while. Well, now the rest of the execs of the world are taking notice to it. And like, as we talked about, like these hardware shortages are real. They're not made of, this is not, I mean, I'm sure there's, executives making way more than they should, but like Valve articulated it very well why this is the way it is, right? So you're saving now if you want to be in on next gen, whatever that is. Be comforted in the fact that there's going to be some cross gen for a while. But I mean, when Asha said they have to get creative, I don't know what that looks like.
I know.
I really don't know what that looks like. What creative to what? Get it down to 1,500? And that's not a diss. Sorry. But like that's not a diss. Like I don't know what you mean. I don't know what it means. I don't know any of it. And I just want to play Halo. Like
he's like, bro, I just want to play Halo.
I just want to screw around with SteamOS on like a device that Valve built.
Yeah,
I feel you. And then what does it is not comforting, goes in terms of, Jimmy made a fantastic point about the idea of, all you just got to do is wait. They should just wait, right? I see this is a conversation that's going around social media, just delay the consoles, like that kind of thing. But to Jimmy's point, like there's an obligation as far as the memory and when you're going to do this allotment. And if you wait, that people will move on. So it's like they're kind of in a position where they have to kind of act, right? In terms of releasing these things. Or did I get that right?
That's
Jimmy?
what it seems like.
Okay.
Like,
yeah,
I was talking at Summer Game Fest to people, and that's kind of where it comes down, and it makes sense. And it's not as much the storage; it's the chips.
It's the chips.
They're printing the chips and the silicon factories, and AMD obviously also makes chips for AI data centers. And if Sony is like, we're good on PS5s or PS6s right now, and Microsoft's like, we got enough Helix chips, we'll get back to you in 2028. They're going to free up those machines, and then who knows if they'll be able to respin it back up in a timely manner. So once you start making it, you've got to keep making it.
Got it. Yeah. So basically, that to your point, that's where I was going at. So there it goes. I'm sorry. What did you think about that?
I mean, he's dead on correct. And I think there's a misunderstanding amongst gaming enthusiasts and gaming audiences. Like gaming is a very small portion of the market that's buying for these chips. These technology companies across the world, Coca-Cola has more money to toss at this than people realize. And it's not going anywhere. And these AI data centers are a mainstay. And there's a lot of people I see in our spheres that'll be anti-AI and know this. Like, well, it's been around for a while. You Google anything, it's using an AI metric for you. Like, it's coming in such a way that like it's not going to get cheaper, right? Short of some revolutionary tech that change it, or a situation that changes everything in the world, like it's not going to get cheaper. So to loop back to the, like, remember the Bond era where she said, this thing's going to be a premium device.
Oh yeah.
She was prepping. Like that was for like, this is going to be,
I heard that word premium. I knew that meant.
Yep.
Facts. Yeah.
So it's just something we have to consider, that a lot of this goes well beyond gaming. And that our little like niche hobby, like it's not as expensive as boating or driving and stuff, but like it's not as cheap as it once was either.
I feel like we're in this special. It does feel like it's hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Like we're in this very we're living in this bubble. We realize how let's say our own mortality or our hobby, but our hobby is getting insanely expensive. And I'll jump in a minute, but I want to get the two more writings. The writings were kind of hilarious. Shout out to Big Dumb Stupid Idiot. He said, "Hey Duke dudes, 1050 for the entry-level Steam machine should put Sharma and Co. into overdrive to reduce the cost of Helix. But is it too late? Excluding a disk drive, a controller, and a smaller internal memory," he's talking like 512 gig or fewer, "can only reduce the price of the box so much. Could Xbox delay," which we were kind of discussing, "and redesign Helix to hopefully skip the console launching during RAM-mageddon? What are your thoughts? Have my old girl really did fuck up my life kind of thing." Yo, that's wild.
This guy's awesome.
He's awesome. I had to get this in. So Big Dumb Stupid Idiot, Jimmy. Now we said they can't wait, but Asha's kind of like to Luke's point. But Sarah was kind of like premium device. When you hear Asha talk, she's like, these things are too expensive. We can't operate that. So, and we have enough evidence to see a Maverick-like spirit when she wants to change course. Obviously, the Gears, E-Day exclusive, the rumors that, Matthew Ball, when he was speaking to Christopher Drigg, like he kind of alluded with the other exclusives, if it was up to them, maybe they could have done something, but they're going to honor contractual things that were in place. I read that as Fable and Halo campaign may have just been too late in the game to be able
it's
to
expensive as hell to cancel. Like,
exactly
not just like porting the game. Like they could eat that cost, right? Because everyone loves saying it's so cheap. Like every game should be on every platform. It's so cheap, right? Like, but the contract you signed, there's a breakup fee, and that's expensive, and that's throwing money down the gutter.
Facts. And you know, we do know to some extent they did try to push, because I can say this now because this is now public record. But you know, it was said that Halo campaign Evolve, the initial rollout, was supposed to be for the state of play.
Yes.
And not on the Xbox showcase. And Asha reversed course and said, oh no, we're not doing that. And thus it became, which I believe would have been a PR disaster.
Which
for
hurt their relationship with Sony. People are like writing that up. It's like, this is shit, dude.
Yeah.
When it comes to your brand, right?
Mad at them. They should be more respectful of Sony. It's like, dude, that's parasocial.
That's parasocial. Exactly.
You said, I ain't gonna get a joke. You said, that's hilarious. That's funny stuff. Now, real talk. But so now that, like I said, just some hints, allusions of what I would consider maverick-like behavior, a person who's willing to make strong moves, put her stamp on things, and
put King's AI image of her as a king on screen right now, please.
Yeah, or put her on like they got her running like doing the Game of Thrones or the dragons, like, you know, like Dracarys, you know, say what was Daddy from what you call it. But anyway, moving forward, like, do you think there's a potential for Helix to change in some form? I know you're the Steam guy. You like the synergy. You like the Steam thing. What about if
those things are mutually exclusive, right? Okay, like you could still have the Xbox team make Windows better to not lose a bunch of market share to Linux and SteamOS. And you could also make a console that kind of has more of a reason to exist now, because it would be cheaper and it would like go better, I would think, with your whole exclusive strategy of having console exclusives, because that program has a shelf life right now. Because once the Series X is phased out, then you're in PC. And then what is a console exclusive? There isn't one. It's your games are on Xbox app and Steam. So doesn't it make sense for them to make a console? They threw the Xbox 360 together in 9 months. Like they've done it before. They could pivot. And then maybe it'll be a little bit weaker than the Helix if they even make it. But you could kind of abandon the whole expensive ass PC idea. Keep working on Windows for PC players just to make them want to use Windows at all versus SteamOS. And then you can make a console and go back to competing where you're supposed to be, which is against Sony and Nintendo.
Okay, but how do you feel as the guy who loves the Steam operating system? Did Helix in its initial form appeal to you with multiple storefronts on it, or not really?
Nah, because I have a Windows PC. Like I built one with a 5080, and like the best thing Microsoft's going to make won't come close to that. So like that's like they're kind of doing what SteamOS is doing, where it's like an open platform because it's PC. So you don't need a Helix, which is good, but also bad for selling hardware.
Right. Okay.
Not that I don't like it. I just don't need it.
Got you. No, and I guess so you're cool with them if they change course to say console. You're good with that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Because they're never like they own Windows, so like we'll still get games on PC. You know.
Okay. No, fair enough. Fair enough.
They can get. They've got. I don't know. I like Asha. I think she's got it in her. I hope she's not just doing a managed decline and then she's going to bail. If she's in it for the long haul, seems like the kind of person who can kind of like balance things out a little bit better. Because you don't want any of the like the big three to be totally dominant.
Agreed. Competition is a spice. I agree. Final write-in on this. Shout out to MGP Grass. Hey, Dukes, did Xbox stumble into good fortune with Steam releasing their Steam machine early? I thought for sure they were going to hold off much later, but $1049 for a controller-less 512 gigabyte variant isn't what the masses thought it would be, and performance, although shrunk down, isn't when the masses want really either. 4K isn't really possible on it from reviews. Now, I know with the AI ruining our hardware hobby for the next couple of years, but I think Microsoft can glean a lot of info from this. By all measures, it has been reported on by Moore's Law is dead. The Xbox Helix is a lot more powerful chipset. I can understand they're separate markets, but hear me out. if Helix is a dual boot type of box that could get Steam and they release at $9.99, wouldn't this be the de facto Steam machine? Could Steam actually be in trouble due to their economy of scale not being at the same level Microsoft could get? I'm a day one Helix purchase because I love all new tech and I'm raffling in to get a Steam machine, but it wouldn't be the biggest flip that the Steam machine walks so that the Helix can run. Anyway, excited for the new tech and glad to see we're getting some, even if it's priced out a lot. However, I had to order the 2 terabyte Steam machine to get the controller before 2027. Kind of.
Nice,
dude. That is crazy.
Bars, man. Yeah, where we at with my man MJ on that one, man? How we feeling? How we feel? Did they dodge a bullet? Did Steve set it off so Xbox could learn and process? How we feeling?
Well, I hope they're learning and processing. You know, like. They should say, well, we got to figure out a way to make this cheaper. But he kind of explained why, like, they don't have anything to worry about in turn, like Valve. I mean, because if the Xbox can launch Steam, that's where people are going to buy games. Like, no one will willingly, like few people will. Like, Xbox fans will choose to use Game Pass and use the Xbox Windows app, but like the average PC gamer, if they do pick up a Helix, so you're going to go where you already got games, which is Steam. And Valve will get 70% or 30% of the money 30%. From every sale. So, you know, like, and then the Helix won't be able, I would assume, without work to use Steam OS. And then you're kind of stuck on Windows. Because like Steam OS is the feature for the Steam machine.
Got you.
I mean, it helps Valve either way. But it always just sits weird with me that Microsoft would allow Steam. Like, why?
It is interesting. I mean, this is something Colin's talking about, the business. How does that work, right? With the 30% cut, having another storefront. Do you now, on Helix, have a situation where the storefront is curated where you don't see the Steam versions of your games? Like, how does that work?
Just
like,
don't allow Steam, but you can't do that on Windows. People would find a way around it. So that just brings us once again to make a console. Make a console. But yeah, like, I also think they're going to run into issues getting people from the Xbox to PC. You're going to lose like a big group of people because right now there's people sharing PC builds that are better than the Steam machine that have a $30 power supply in them that will burn your house down. like straight up. You're saving $20 for the risk of losing everything you love.
You're risking it all.
People are suddenly experts on building PCs, and good luck to them. You can buy the Chinese off-brand build.
These are all you got to do, dudes. All you got to do, bro. There's dumb dudes. Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy. No, good call. That's why we got
scary.
You, Jerry.
That's scary.
That's scary stuff. And I'm glad just because people do act like it's so easy to replicate, right? Certain things, and then when you get to the actual,
have you ever built a micro ITX PC?
Not a small joint. Nah, I ain't never do it.
I will never do that again. It is such a pain in the ass doing the wires, and then you're just sitting there. When you hear the fans spin up, you're worried about cooling when you're playing games. You're like, is it going to fry? Is it going to blow up? Because like you can pack as many fans as you possibly can in, but like cramping everything so close together, it's tough.
That's got to be tough. Listen, my IT background, my first start was in PC hardware and I got my A+ certification. To pass the exam was to build out a PC, right? And I remember doing that. You get your power supply. You had to be grounded. I'm talking about old school. I'm old, right? So this is how you had to do to pass the test. And like, I can only imagine now what you're talking about with these micro, like, hell no. Like, it's so much more involved with it. And if you, a person who is knowledgeable, who's built PCs before, is like, bro, this is one of the most stressful, annoying things. I can only imagine. Like, there's no way.
You got to find a GPU with one fan. Right, it's hard.
Yeah. It's hard, exactly. And I'm definitely not buying the off-brand $30, Chinese joint and trying to make it happen. So that's not, it's not going to go. It's not going to be.
Dude, someone replied to me on Twitter with their friend's fried PSU. Like it looks.
Yo, that's wild. Really bad. That's wild. Well, look, man, what do you think, man? You know, did they catch the break here? Where you at?
Yes. I mean, in some ways, it helps to see a very expensive Steam machine because it prepares the audience. But they're also, to Jimmy's point, like, yes, they're learning. Of course they are. They're watching the reactions to this.
Yeah.
Some of these decisions are made so far in advance that they can't react. Some are. Yeah. But one thing that's very clear is that the Asha administration is given a different amount of leeway to make changes than Sarah Bonds. So what that means, I don't know. And again, to go way back in our conversation, I'm not an insider and I don't want to be. That's a responsibility I don't need. But they're absolutely learning. And yes, it is teaching them. The one thing I chuckled at was a previous question was like 512 gigabyte, you know, like memory and stuff. That's not enough. It needs to be terabyte minimum.
Yeah.
It has to be.
These games, bro. Yeah, I'm with you. Look, well said. This is crazy times, man. I mean, look, I'm just going to be real with y'all, Rubber the Dukes. I'm depressed. And it's just, I'm becoming the old curmudgeon I feared. Like, I'm becoming the guy that's like, back in my day. And, you know, I used to get mad.
5 years ago?
Yeah, like, bro, I'm becoming the old curmudgeon, bro. Like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, my beloved console, it was back in my day. The system used to get cheaper and you'd get it for $200. And what the hell is this? And then
it's not even back in your day, though. It's like recent history.
Like,
facts. In the grand scheme of history, it's like 45 seconds ago, consoles got cheaper and you could get them for half price within 2 years.
It's depressing. And listen, for the medium that I love so much, and the fact that, and Luke, you're the perfect guest because you know, if you're about, you know, you teach, and I can only imagine, you know, what are you seeing with, was that Gen Alpha, the generations that come before, and I would assume that they don't have that connection the way we see. He's shaking. I'm already sad. You shaking your head. Like, I can tell they're not ready for the new releases. And we got to go get a console. And what's going on with PS5? And what are you seeing? You know, in your space, in your sphere with this stuff.
They're all given Chromebooks by their school district, so that's their gaming device for the masses, mind you.
This is so depressing.
That's what it is. If they do get a console, it's either for how do I word this without it? Okay.
Dad, grandfather demanded, said, you go learn how to do this, damn it. This is the right way to do it.
And it's going to be a PlayStation. So it can play Roblox, FIFA, Fortnite, Call of Duty, because it does all of them. That's what it hits.
Okay.
That's the rotation.
That's the rotation. That's facts. I call that the Sinister Six. You know what I'm saying? Live all in games.
With a very small subset that are like, I have a Switch, so I can play Mario and Tomodachi Life and that kind of thing. Very small subset. But the majority are playing friend slap games that are not highly
Jimmy's pissed.
Like the graphical fidelity is so bad because it doesn't need to be good because
repo.
Like, 100%. And I will play. So I play Dead by Daylight. That's one of my live service games.
Yeah.
Well,
good. Fight the good fight.
That's right. We
just got the worst community in the game. Let's go.
Fight the guy. You better be having school projects where they play consoles, man. They better be part of the curriculum.
I'm trying, but they'll play a Roblox version of it. They'll play a Roblox
of Dead by Daylight.
They'll play a Roblox version of COD. They'll play a Roblox version of X or Y. They do not care about these name anything. Like, I'd be like, I'm playing the new Halo. They're like, okay, like, because they know I do a channel, and they'll be like, do you know when GTA is coming out?
Okay,
that's all they care. Like,
okay, that's a good side though. GTA, they know, they like. Because I always say
like the hookers and violence. That's
right. I always tell that it's the taboo game. When you were a kid, it's like, yo, you're not allowed to do this. So that's why we got to get. So give me hope though. GTA got them intrigued.
It's got some of them intrigued.
Damn it, Luke, you're not helping me. I'm depressed right here. I'm old curmudgeon energy.
Because I'm also hurting. Right. I'm also hurting. They're like, what's that tattoo? Oh, it's a Gear of War.
Oh my God.
In their lifetime, there hasn't been like a solid Gears game. That's kind of crazy.
That's kind of crazy. Next question. What about mobile? Mobile is big? Oh, no. Mobile gaming, not as much you see from these kids.
It's the same thing to them. Chromebook and mobile, they can do the same things.
Got it.
So they can play the same way. Yeah,
Got it.
Clash of Clans is a big thing. Clash Royale, whatever it is.
Really?
Clash Royale is big for a lot of them.
Gotcha.
It really hurts my heart. I'm just gonna level with you.
Wow.
I got my dual setup monitor and my consoles over there, and I'm like, oh.
What about for last question? What about for the PC enthusiasts? We are seeing young people becoming content creators, right? Doing that. Like, is the PC coming, or is it still phone? I'm gonna be a TikToker or something. Like, I'm like, well,
so the chase for the PC kids, they 9 times out for like the kids in school, it's they want to be a content creator, not they want to be a gamer, right? Okay. That does not necessarily mean they're not interested in gaming, because that can be an avenue, but it is just such a different dynamic. Because I've been teaching for 16. I started 20 years ago.
My boys in the field. Talk your
How
talk.
old are you?
I'm 40.
You, I would have put you at like 29.
Facts, like baby. I know baby faces. We love it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's great. It's great. We could get away with murder. This is awesome. Continue.
So like 10 years ago, this wasn't the same conversation. They were interested in games, and 15 years ago, they were interested in consoles. But when COVID struck, every school district in the country gave Chromebooks to their kids, and that changed the entire interface system for young people to interact with their friends, to interact with their teachers, to interact with everyone in their life, to include their entertainment. And how do they have to access their entertainment? Cheaply, free. Had to be free.
Free to play. Yeah.
So that is why all of their standards changed. Like, do they give a hoot about God of War's graphics? No. But I'll go and watch Jimmy and find out how it runs on Steam Deck, right? They're not interested in how it looks or anything because they're not playing it. They're looking at something different because their interface would never run a God of War.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
So good. Like I said,
dude, can you imagine gaming on a Chromebook? I know I'm playing on Steam Deck, right? Not the most powerful device, but like a Chromebook.
But Jimmy, they'll do it and they'll kick your ass. Like, that's the part.
Oh yeah, I know.
They'll get their tablet and be like, "Oh, I'll just beat a Fortnite," and built up. Shut up.
So do they play like the Android version of Fortnite on these things?
Yes to all. No, a lot of them will access Game Pass through their Chromebook and play with their touchpad.
Wait, how do they even know about Game Pass? I'm impressed.
It's because it's a way to get in on their system. So they'll do, it's a whole thing. But like, they will, anything that will have a server for that they can get free. Like, I will see them go access Game Pass through their Chromebook. Some of them. Okay. And then I'll see the other ones do just free to play everything. But that's their whole interface level.
Damn kids.
They're just getting fleeced 24/7 by gacha games. They're like, 100%. This rule.
This is our future. This is the future.
Todd Howard, Force Armor. This is your fault.
This is your fault. Oh man, but look, I mean, this is awesome. Like I said, that's where I was going with this, just to conclude my final thought, because I know we got to wrap up. And it's just, like I said, I'm just depressed at where things are going. My hobby, again, not that it's dead. You know, it's just one of those things that it's changing. It's changing before our eyes, and these companies have to think in the future way far out and how they're going to adapt to this market. So when I see this price and I see, man, how's this going to pertain to Helix? I do not envy this administration. Let's just say I do not envy them being able to launch a console in this climate with what's going on, with the demands of people like me. And I consider the more nuanced, reasonable person, and I'll be having my emotional breakouts with certain things. But it's just like, you know, how do you survive that? I don't envy the Matthew Balls. I don't envy the Asha Shamas, the Jason Ronalds, you know what I'm saying, to navigate this. And then to your point, how do they pivot? If they pivot, you know, how lower can you go? You know, it's we're in this weird state. And also, not that it's frustrating, but as a console guy, I always used to look forward to the next generation as an inflection point of, okay, this is the next step of fidelity. And now it's just so seamless and it's like negligible. And, you know, it's not that I don't want more frames and performance, of course, but we're not seeing those significant jumps. So it's like that diminishing returns kind of thing. Yeah. And it's just going to come down to the creativity of the developers and, you know, hopefully continuing to make, whether it be from the indie scene or other spaces that actually champion that kind of ingenuity and original ideas that kind of spawn the next thing. So that's where I'm at. We'll see what happens. Hopefully they take the feedback. But yeah, that's what I got here, guys. We made it. We made it to the end. Appreciate what's going on. I want to give some shout outs, man, again, for holding it down while Maddie is out. The Insipid Ghost. Luke, where can the fine people find you? What you got going on? Fantastic. I finally have you in the realm with the Duke, sir.
Feels good, man. It feels good. If you enjoyed me here, I run a channel called The Expansion Pass, which I would love for people to check out. It's a very small, humble channel, but we get to have some really cool opportunities from time to time. Interviewed that Spyro team before they announced it, which was really fun. And I really enjoy interviewing developers. Whatnot. We do a weekly show. I do that with my co-host Logan, who runs the Sea of Thieves podcast separately. Amazing dude. So it's just the two of us as a hobby running that channel for fun, and I hope people do check it out. Yeah, that's me. I'm just honored and appreciative of the chance to hang out with you guys, because obviously I watch you guys both. So
I love, brother. I'm super proud of you, brother, seeing your journey. You've been putting that work in. You've been grinding for a long time. The interviews are great. I do get proud dad energy when I see a quote from a boy. I'm like, oh, they quoted Cliffy B was on the expansion pass, and it's going. I'm like, yes, one of my great rookies.
Thank you. You've been in my corner since day one, man. I appreciate it.
You already know I got you, bro. I'm super proud. The work speaks for itself, and it's very high quality. Oh, he got the log, my man. That's love. He got the Lords of Gaming.net card from back, and that's what I'm talking about. The business card. Man. That's what's up, man. Proud of you, seeing you do your thing. And thank you for the perspective also. I think it was important. You being a teacher is really underrated as far as like habits and seeing how the generations go. And that stuff is great. Keep doing your thing. And I know you're working full time. You're doing a lot and a channel, but it's always good to see you moving and shaking, bro. I'm glad we finally got a chance to make that happen. And of course, the homie, the Champane, Jimmy himself, my guy. Always a pleasure to see you, brother. I mean,
this is fun.
Man, I'm like the run that you got going on, and obviously Deck Ready, and I got a chance to really hang out with you again at Summer Games Fest, which is super dope.
That's always the best. Getting to see
you in the media, just chilling. Yep, facts. And then we was in the JW chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like we had a lot of more moments this time, which is super cool. So tell the people who are living under a rock where they can find you, what you got going on.
Deck Ready on YouTube. Deck_Ready on Twitter. That's it. PS Ready if you like PlayStation.
PlayStation Ready. That's what I'm talking about. And then shout out to your partners as far as Ray. We finally got a chance to get him in the realm of IOP. You know what I'm saying?
How'd he do?
He did good. It was fine. It was him. Nah, he was bro. He was good, awesome. But he got spicy. It was fun. Like he was talking his talk. We'll definitely have him back. Man.
I'm gonna watch it.
You gotta watch. Ray is hilarious.
If you guys like Xbox content, you should watch Ray's channel. Xbox Ready.
I love the whole Ready family. Let's just say that. You know what I'm saying? I love what you guys are doing.
He makes it sound so official, as if it's not just us like sending each other memes on iMessage. He's like telling everyone he's a co-owner of Ready Media. I'm like, I guess that's true, but like, we're just hanging out.
That's what's up, brother. And again, last question, are we doing anything for our horror guys, film guys, anything? Are you still in that space, or we kind of chilling out?
Dude, they got to make better horror movies. I can't handle this like 2 releases a year that are interesting, and then it's like 50 Blumhouse movies that are exactly the same. And then Evil Dead Rise, I'm the one person who's disappointed with it, so of course it did great, and they're just doing the same thing again twice. So it's just like, I gotta wait. But apparently Halloween's coming back next year. I don't know. See, I don't know what's going on with that. They had a show in the works, and I was like, 2 years ago when it got announced, I was like, that is never coming out, because it was supposed to be without Michael Myers. I was like, I put my flag down. I was like, that is never happening, and it just got canceled. It's like,
fair enough.
Yeah. So, see, but yeah, the Dead by Daylight people, I've just been dying at how the younger people who play Dead by Daylight get upset now when they add killers like Michael or Freddy or
really,
what's the one, Terrifier the Clown. They go,
yeah, we're getting art this year.
That one's, he's like actually a bad guy, so I don't want to play as him. He's like actually evil. It's like, dude, what is it? What? This game is a horror game, and then you say that, and then people get mad, and it's like, I don't know.
It's a wild timeline. It's a wild timeline, man. And as a tradition, I forgot to do it before we head out. We got to come up with a hashtag. This is tradition. You know what I mean? Trying to think as far as what DD? I mean, we got the RAM-pocalypse, we got the Steam thing. What we going with a nice little hashtag for this episode for the listeners and the Patreons to put out there.
Hashtag power outage.
The outage,
That's
DD.
it. Done.
Hey, we survived the outage, baby. If we good with that? We good with that?
Yeah, survived the outage.
All right. So again, if we got this far to the end, we're gonna go with outage DD, or we do survive the outage DD.
You pick. It's your show.
I'll do outage. Let's keep it short and sweet. Let's do outage DD. And it could be a lot of things. It could be memory outage. it could apply to many things. But yeah, if you got this
memory
far,
is out.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? Put that hashtag. Make sure you tag these amazing gentlemen. You know, something goes Jimmy Champane, again, in the Realm of the Dukes. Send Maddie some love. And yeah, that's all we got here in the Realm of the Dukes. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day. Until the next time, we're out of here. Peace.
Defining Duke, an Xbox podcast, is a product and trademark of Last Stand Media and Colin's Last Stand LLC, and is recorded from the United States of America. The show is conceived by Matthew Mr. Matty Plays Schroeder and me, Colin Moriarty, and is written and produced by Matthew Schroeder. Matty's co-host is Barry Lord Cognito Eversley. Defining Duke's executive producer is Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. As you know, all of Last Stand Media's shows, including Defining Duke, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer support level on Patreon, and we're thankful for your kindness and generosity.